as somebody who has suffered from OCD and learned a lot about OCD over the years, a lot of it with the help of an OCD, I can highly suggest this to people who are struggling with OCD. Um, a lot of things have gotten better for me through the help of no CD and other, services that I've used in other providers and other therapies. But it is really such a cool, especially starting place if you're kind of new to the diagnosis or new to understanding, or somebody in your life maybe has OCD. It's just, I cannot say highly enough how much I think no CD is important and really helpful.
Yeah, not every therapist understands OCD or is qualified to treat it effectively, which can make it difficult to find the right help, but it does not have to be that way because OCD is highly treatable with a specialized type of therapy called ERP or exposure and response prevention. And with OCD, you can do live virtual ERP therapy with licensed therapists who specialize in OCD. And OCD therapists are highly trained, so they really understand OCD and won't judge you no matter what your thoughts are about.
No CD therapy is covered by insurance for over 155 million Americans, which is so important. And if you think you or someone you know might be struggling with OCD, please don't wait to get help. Go to nocd.com and book a free call with their team to learn more. That's nocd.com to schedule a free call and learn more. Okay, really. I mean, really, though. I think it looks good.
It does. It was a compliment that like you look like the cool kid in middle
I
school.
do appreciate that. That's the first time I've been called a cool anything. So, that's I went to get like a sweatshirt, and then I thought, well, what if I get a hot flash in the middle of the podcast, and I can't just be willy nilly. You know that when you take your sweatshirt off, there used to be this girl in high school. Speaking of high school, where she took her sweatshirt off and it like took her shirt off with it by accident, and then everyone saw her
Yeah.
boobs,
Yeah.
and it was like, ha ha, ha, and we talked about it for years. Like, who gives a shit? I feel like I was scared of that happening here on this
I see.
platform, so
You
I've
needed
got a
a
layer.
you needed a layer but not a pullover because you don't want to accidentally
Thank you. You
flash.
understand. It's an easy access pullover. Sorry, again, I'm saying all these really inappropriate things when I wear this.
I finally feel like we're on the same page. I
Finally, we can share the same jargon.
you know, I assume we're already recording the episode.
We are, yeah, I
Okay,
guess, because I
perfect.
decided so.
I was going to say
Unceremoniously.
I I won't say who in case they're listening, but I was hanging out with someone yesterday and I thought we were on the same
Oh.
playing field. And I thought we were like
And then you
having
said,
like
"Come in my pocket," and they went,
well, they opened up the conversation for like kind of like a not totally X-rated, but certainly like an adult conversation. I was
They're
like,
like,
"Oh,
"There's
I'll
the opening." The oh God, shut up, Christine.
no." I wish you were there because I would then they would have been
What's wrong
outnumbered and
with
I would
me?
have not felt like such a freak.
Apparently,
But
I was there, just like spiritually, fly on the wall.
well, I guess they were I don't know. I don't know how much I can say without like giving away the situation. But basically, I thought we were both like kind of talking about personal experiences. We weren't, and then I just kind of started throwing them out, and I was like,
You're
"Oh
like, that thing that happens, and they're like,
no!" Or like I thought they were gonna match my energy. I don't know. I don't know really what happened. The whole thing felt like a big headache by the end. I was like, now I'm just so
But I
embarrassed.
love when that. I mean, I hate when that happens. I love when it happens to other people, but I hate when that happens to me. But it also feels like a good story someday, you know?
Well, they were telling me about like, oh, I went on a date with this girl and she was texting me all this stuff and like I didn't know how to respond. So I was like, oh, let me
Here's
not
what
give you
you do.
advice. No. But I was like, oh, I can relate. Let me give you a story. Blah blah
Oh,
blah.
sure.
And then they were, it turned into them like I thought I was hyping them up because I was like, "Oh, cool! Like a cute girl saying these things to you. Good for
Right.
you." And they were saying like, "Oh, it made me uncomfortable," and I'm like, "Oh!" And I was like gassing them up, like, "This is awesome!" And they're like, "I'm not into that." And I went, "Oh, never mind, me neither.
So in
Okay."
their mind, you were like, "Oh, you love being harassed. Hooray!" No.
Yeah, it was like the energy was
I
not
mean, I guess if
understood.
someone said I went on a date and they sent me these, I mean, it depends on, I guess, the content of the messages,
I
but
mean, I felt like I was reading the room the right way. It sounded like, "Oh, she's really cute. We like going on all these dates." And then she started sending me this stuff, and I was like, "Oh, cool. Okay,
oh
great."
yeah, it seems like a natural progression. And then it's like,
Yeah.
nope,
And then he was like, "So anyway, I broke up with her because it made me uncomfortable." And I was like, "Oh,
oops.
whoops. Well, forget everything I just said for the last 10 minutes."
Oh well, hopefully that person who sent the messages is listening, and now they're like, "Oh, I see. I see what happened."
Well,
And now maybe they'll reach out to you, and it'll be just like this circle of, well, actually,
sure.
no, don't
Allison
send.
would love that,
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, don't send anything. I might reach out kindly, not reach out sexily.
I understand.
And I want to be super clear on that. Okay, everyone.
I honestly, if I got sent something like that, I think it would just be, I'm so lucky for Allison sometimes because if I ever got caught in a silly little situation like that, I've been with people who are one jealous, two, you know, get weird about that stuff before. I don't know. I'm just very grateful for Allison because I was even
Let's
saying
talk more
yesterday.
about them. Who is it? What are their names?
It's never actually happened yet. But
What's never happened yet?
wait, what are we talking about?
Oh, sorry. I wanted you to talk more about your exes who were super jealous.
Oh, I can talk about that forever.
Give me all their names and information. We are all listening.
I am a little scared of them still, so I'm not going to say their names, but you
I get
know the
that.
names. I've told you the names.
Oh, I know their names. Yeah. Um.
But anyway, no, I was actually in the same conversation yesterday. It was with a straight person, and I was trying to explain the difference between straight and queer relationships, and then it led into like, when you're comfortable with someone and you trust each other, like you weirdly, this is like the wrong way to put it, but like get away with a lot because you are able to understand each other and like it's not.
Mm,
So I was saying, like, I feel like with Allison, I can talk about my exes, and I could like, and it's not a thing. It's like, or
right. 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 Right.
I can go
It's
hang out with
less of a
friends that are
loaded thing.
girls, and
Right.
it's not like a threat. So it just turned into like a little Allison praise party. So Allison, if you're listening, I said nice things about you. Your turn.
You're welcome. Your turn.
Anyway, how are you and Blaze, and how's that sweet little birthday girl?
Oh my gosh, thank you for asking. She is delighted. She's so kind and special, and I love her. And she turned 4.
I can't believe you have a whole 4-year-old.
A child, and she picked a song for class to sing, and they sang they were gonna do "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift, but then her other friend had a birthday, and he picked "Let It Go" from Frozen. So she's like, "Well, now I want to do "Let It Go."
I get it.
The problem is, it wasn't a problem, but she did take over the entire. Her teacher sent a video and said, "Look how sweet! Leona was so excited on like her friend's birthday." And then it's literally this kid going, "Leona, you're being too loud. It's my birthday song." And she's saying like
Oh.
every word and like belted it out.
And you
And
know what? I see both sides
I
clearly on
know
that.
that's where I was like, "Oh God!" So I was like, "I'm not gonna." My brother was like, "Christine, don't like,
Yeah.
just leave it alone." And I was like, "You're right. You're right. You're right."
He won't remember. The friend won't remember. So
Yeah. And by the way, the next day he made her a drawing of a bunch of. Actually, it was just a swirl. And Leona said, "I drew him a bunch of pizzas, but he drew me a swirl. I guess that's okay." So I think they're fine.
I think that was like their amicable handshake on the
Mm-hmm.
matter.
Mm-hmm.
So
But yeah,
anyway, good
she's
for
just
them.
having the best time, and like,
What did you do for her birthday? Was there a party? Was there a cake? Was it what presents did you get her? Was there a theme?
so her theme is Gabby's Dollhouse. We took her and her best friend Haley to the Gabby's Dollhouse movie.
Cute.
We took her out of school early to take her. We
Was that
got
her first time getting to leave school early?
Yeah, and she
That's
was
so cool.
like, "I don't want to leave school," and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh, someday."
why am I getting all the messages mixed up these days?
No, you're right. I mean, you're right in my opinion. I just think at age 3 they're just singing Frozen all day, so apparently it's
Sure,
a
that
fun time.
sounds. I wouldn't want to leave either.
I know. Sorry, I'm also PMSing and I have a ton of candy here. I will stop eating it, everyone, okay? Sorry.
Get your last handful in. You got to
Got my
care.
last handful in.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
what was the
this
cake? What was the presents?
so this weekend we're doing a party for her classmates and her friends, and so that'll be more of like the big to do, but she's getting like a Gabby's Dollhouse cake. It's gonna be super cute. Got little like crafts for all the kids. And then yesterday my mom and Tim came over and we opened presents, and it was super sweet. She just was like, first of all, well, we went to the movies, and we were the only people there. And
Hmm.
so I was like, "Oh my god, somebody take a picture," because we also took Haley and her mom. It's like, "Someone take a picture so that one day we could say like we rented out the entire theater for you," you know. But it was just an empty ass theater. But they ran around the theater and sang all the songs, and it was really
That actually
cute.
worked out so well if they're
It
allowed to run around and everything too.
Jack
Was
cut
that
out
your
where
fucking
Jack
foot?
Jack cut out my foot.
Was
Jack
that
cut out
Did
my
you just do a burlesque move over my head? Did I just go,
It
"Whoa."
the thing is, it wasn't even over your head, it was directly through your face, just
Oh, sorry,
like
hang on.
yeah, it was mostly like a Giovanni, sorry, he's driving me nuts, and so I'm trying to shoe him, but instead I just gave you a nice show, and I'm sorry, Jack, for you especially because you have to cut that out.
Please
Uh,
don't.
you
Please
can
don't.
cut out the conversation, but nobody needs to pause and freeze frame on the bottom of my foot. I've not had a
You're gonna be rated again on that stupid foot celebrity
well, no, I'm
website.
not ready for it. That's I need a pedicure first before we take like the official photo, you know.
What's it? Wikifoot? Is that what it's
Oh
called?
yeah, Wiki Feet. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not on
Um,
WikiFeet, but you have like a great rating, I
well,
think.
it's because I wear a lot of like sandals, and so then people like zoom in. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So
yeah.
that's the only reason. And by the way, I have a terrible rating on there because the pictures they picked are just not good ones. And I'm like, just hold
Oh,
on, let me get a pedicure first. But then now I'm like, oh, I can't just post a picture of my feet, right? Because then it's like, well, now I'm skewing it on purpose, which like,
I'm
anyway.
sure someone has taken a picture of their own foot and put it on Wikifoot to up their ratings.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be like user number, and it'll be like four. I'm always crazy 444 has uploaded content to, like. I mean, that would be so unhinged. But someday I'll swing my foot delicately through the screen, and someone can take a picture, and that means I've
What
gotten
do
a
you
pedicure.
what do you do is slowly like this will all know you want the
Yeah, yeah,
freeze
yeah. Then
frame.
it's like, oh, look at there goes M with their fucking perfectly manicured fingernails. Speaking of,
I
maybe
don't
you'll be
think
on
so.
Wiki
No?
Hands.
Wiki Fings?
Wiki Fings. Oh, that's horrible. I bet you'd get an A though.
Thank you.
And that is a backhanded compliment. A back fingered compliment.
Uh,
Okay. What the point? What's the point?
What's your daughter's cake flavor?
Oh, chocolate.
Okay.
Oh, and then she was really sweet because we were opening gifts, and she kept saying, she'd say, "Who is this from?" And we'd all be like before she opened it, and she'd wink at them because that's her new thing. She winks at everyone. So she'd like wink at Tim, and then she'd open it, and she'd go, "Thank you, Tim." And it was like, "Who are you?" It was just so cute because
What a corporate little lady.
she was like, "Thank you, Tim," and then she opened it, and then when she actually did get, she said that to everybody, but then when she opened Tim's gift, she just looked at it and said, "I think this may be the best one yet," and we were like, "Okay,"
So
and it was her
someone learned
favorite.
being diplomatic.
No, it was her favorite. It was her
Oh, oh,
favorite
oh.
game. She got a stomp rocket,
Oh
and
shit,
for
those are
some
cool.
reason, she just looked at it and went, "I think this one wins the day," and we were like,
For a second,
"Oh."
I thought you meant she was saying that to every single
Oh
person, and I was like,
no! Oh my
what
god,
a
that no,
little people
no.
pleaser.
Thankfully, she's not a people pleaser. She's actually very ardently not a people pleaser, which is why when she says something nice, it like really means something. You know, like we don't make her say please and thank you and stuff. Really, she just kind of knows when it's appropriate. Um, but yeah, she would be like, and then she was genuinely just really a sweetheart about it, and was like, I can't believe I got presents and people saying to
Aw.
me, like she just feels very special. So um, it's been a good time, and we got her her own little bike to learn how to ride a bike. So
Cute.
she's very excited about that. But yeah, so it was a good day. But we're doing a party this weekend. Talk to me in 5 days when I've had like 12 children in my house. And I may not say the same story, but so far it's been good.
Good. Is that why you drink this weekend or this week or what's
It is,
got any?
and also Blaze has started buying me a constant rotation of mini deep peppies. So
That's
that's
a
what I
good
drink
man.
today. What do you drink and why?
I had it sent out every time I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's my own special little thing.
So did I do. So did I, but Blaze is just the like send out guy, you know?
The shopkeep, yeah.
That's right.
I have my usual little iced tea
Nice.
and oh, I feel like there's no reason to drink and so many reasons
I
to
know,
drink.
right? Oh my god, it's like I have so many things I
Ugh.
feel like I want to talk about, but then I'm like, oh, I should talk about that, but I should mention this. I don't know.
What's just here? Throw a topic at
I'm
me and
trying
I'll
to
find
think.
a
I'm trying to think of a good little icebreaker.
hmm.
Um, well, how's my godson? Dogson.
He he's good. He you missed this episode because this was when we had a little Paroween special and
Hmm.
Morgan from Creeps and Crimes was on. But one of the reasons that I drank recently was because it was his first time being boarded, and I did not do
Oh
the
yeah.
the smart what you should do, warm them up by letting them stay for one night only. I like just
Oh.
he had never left the house since he's been here, and then he spent 10 days there, and I was terrified the whole time he thought he was rehomed.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so I felt very guilty about that. And so not that guilty because I boarded him again. So
Oh,
he's
is he
the
there now?
reason no, the
Oh,
reason I drink is because I'm about to go pick him up after this. Because he spent the night there, and hopefully he
you did
gets
the
it.
opposite way. You're like, do like 2 weeks there, and then you do one night.
Yeah, we do it the hard way, and then you figure it out. But I'm picking him up afterwards, and I'm so excited to see my little
Oh, it's gonna
mankies.
be nice. It's gonna be a happy reunion.
And yeah, so I'm gonna see him, and then next week I'm going to Florida for my grandma's 90th, which is wild,
Woohoo!
and it's turning into like a whole thing.
Of
Which, like,
course it
of
is.
course it is
I can't
because
wait to hear all the details.
it's 3 generations of me, and it's a
I
themed
know.
party.
God, what a
So
nightmare, guys. Let's think
um
about this. Linda and Grandma. Man, it's gonna be fun.
so and I've seen my mom way too damn much recently. I
Have
saw her.
you?
Dude, I've literally been seeing her on a weekly basis.
Just as she intended.
I know, it's like she's plotting because I
Uh huh.
I just went to Philly and Delaware. I knocked Delaware off my 50 states, and my mom invited herself. I
Of
think
course.
I think I said something like, "Oh, you could come," and then she really rolled like I didn't know it was gonna, and then it became a thing. We're like, now we're planning, and so I saw her, and then that was last week, and then yesterday I took my very first back to back red eyes to Pittsburgh for the day, so I saw her there, and then I see her next week for Florida, and it's just a lot of Linda. So maybe that's why I drink. But the October Florida extravaganza is becoming a whole thing because since I haven't seen Allison, she's coming to Florida to see my grandma's birthday.
Oh, so you're gonna see each other in Florida.
I'll finally see the woman that claims to love me. Yes, uh, and because we're gonna be in Orlando, and I haven't seen her all of spooky season, which is like a crime for us, and October is her birthday month, we've decided that we're gonna see grandma, and then we're gonna extend it and do Halloween stuff in Florida. It's just become a whole thing.
Oh
So
my God. So, okay, wow. So I wonder if Linda had some hand in sending Allison away so that you would start like
I'd be freer for
spending,
her.
right? Like you'd spend more time on the East Coast and Linda could just conveniently show up, you know?
I know. I know. Um,
Could they
I don't
be
put,
in cahoots? That
and you
was
could say
supposed
them.
to be in my my Dateline voice, but
They
it
were gonna
doesn't.
say that should have stayed in my head, but it
That
didn't.
also should have stayed in my head, but we can fix it in post.
I love it. I love it. You could say probably any ridiculous conspiracy theory about my mom, and there is
It's
a
probably
line of
true.
truth.
Yeah,
There's
there
a
is there's a grain of truth in every conspiracy theory about Linda.
So anyway, she's why I drink this week. You are welcome, mom.
Wow, wow. That'll be fun though. Florida'll be fun. Yes?
It will be fun. I'm just stressed because I haven't planned for it yet, so I just don't know what it looks
Uh-huh.
like. But
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'll figure it out. I always figure it out. I literally just got off the phone with some money folks, and then I had to take a Tylenol. So
Oh, yes. It's really it's difficult. And that's why we're so thankful for our sponsor Chime, because man, we're a little envious of the people who have this now, because back in the day, especially when we had no clue, we could have used their help.
100%. Chime understands that every dollar counts, and that's why when you set up direct deposit through Chime, you get access to fee-free features like free overdraft coverage, getting paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit, and more. And you can learn more about that at chime.com/drink.
The 2 days early direct deposit, it's like the free overdraft coverage. I mean, come on, that would have helped me a lot. Plus, they have fee-free access to 47,000 ATMs. I I cannot count the number of times I've had to wander around a city looking for an ATM. So that's great too.
I did it last week.
Oh, hey, see, you better use Chime,
I
Em. Come
know.
on.
I know. Make everyday purchases count with Chime's secured credit builder Visa credit card and work on your financial goals through Chime today.
Open an account at chime.com/drink. That's chime.com/drink. Chime feels like progress.
Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A. Members FDIC. Spot me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Timing depends on submission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs. Bank ranking and number of ATMs according to U.S. News and World Report 2023. Chime checking account required.
So I have a personal shopper, not really, but it's Hungry Root. And it feels like a personal shopper because Leona's favorite snacks will arrive on my front porch, and I'm like, oh, how did this happen? Oh, Hungry Root knows that Leona likes this and does not like this other thing that they did not send. It's just like a really cool program, and especially with like a house of different people of different tastes and lifestyles, it's a really cool service.
Yeah, Hungry Root takes the stress out of grocery shopping by filling your cart with personalized selections that get smarter with every order. From smoothies and kid snacks to sweets, salad kits, supplements, and more, there's something for every taste and nutrition goals. So if your kid wants dinosaur-shaped nuggets while you have your salad, that is possible.
You know what? Anything's possible with Hungry Root. Not anything, but a lot of things. And a happy and full tummy for your family is possible. So thank you, Hungry Root. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life.
Go to hungryroot.com/drink and use code DRINK. That's hungryroot.com/drink, code DRINK to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life.
hungryroot.com/drink, code DRINK.
So that's why I drink. And is this our first? I don't remember the calendar, but I think this might be our first episode together in October. Maybe last week?
Yes.
I don't know. But I know
I have no idea.
Morgan got the first week of October
Oh,
with
then
me.
this is.
So this might be our first one together, in which case, happy spooky season.
Hey, I can't believe it. Halloween is so fun.
And shout out to Eva for even coming up
My
with that
God.
whole thing. I can't imagine the headaches that have come out of having to align 6 different shows with each other. So
I don't know how she just like whipped it up, but she really, I feel like, is thriving as producer across multiple shows, you know?
Yeah, I hope she's loving it. Otherwise, big ask. But thank you so much. And yeah, because this is maybe our first episode together in October, I'm taking it upon myself to treat it as that at least. I was like, well, I should kick off the Halloween stuff now, right?
You better.
So my story today, I was like, I'm really, if you guys could write in the comments, suggestions for future Halloween episodes, that would be sick, because I'm starting to panic where I'm like, there's only so many ways I can talk about Dracula, you know what I'm saying? Or like
right, like the same, like, yeah, like where the jack-o'-lantern comes from and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to do like Halloween focused, but I like at some point will run out. And I even typed in on Google, I was like looking for inspiration. I typed in like haunted candy factory, and apparently that's an episode of Scooby-Doo. So I was like, well,
LOL, we could do a watch of that. But I also feel like it's hard when we do Halloween themed things every single week.
I know.
It's like there's a limited amount of like extra Halloween.
Super duper Halloween. Yeah. I'm like witches, and I'm like, well, I don't want to. I mean, I guess I could cover like Samhain or something, but I was like, that feels really deep, and I'm so nervous to do something like that because I don't want.
We did like so many witch episodes with like a real team of researchers at like 5-6 researchers who did like rounds of
for rituals.
For rituals. So it's like daunting to do.
It is. And I don't want to upset any of the witches. I certainly don't want to piss off witches. You know what I'm saying?
Let's just see let's fucking find out. You know.
Well, so anyway, I was like, why don't I, instead of covering like a full ass pagan festival, why don't I just like look up the origins, not just hang on with me, because I know I've done this before. The origins of Halloween, that was kind of my inspiration, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, why don't I just pick a haunted location from the very beginnings of Halloween, which is, I don't know if you know this. I mean, I've said pagan and I think Celtic already, but Ireland is technically the birthplace of Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna find somewhere in Ireland, and that's gonna be my first.
I love that.
My first contribution to spooky season. So I was like, what's the most haunted place in Ireland? And I don't know if it's the most haunted, but certainly the most notorious is the Hellfire Club. So that's what I'm gonna talk about today.
That's a good one.
You know, I was expecting. I don't know. I don't think I did bad research, but I was expecting this to be like triple the amount of research as usual. Because also, anytime something is older than like 100 years, I expect there to be like so much more history on it.
They have pamphlets and stuff from back then, you know.
And a lot of it, I was expecting like a lot more scandal, but everything I looked up, it kind of was just focusing on a few stories. So we're just gonna get a few stories, and then I have a little special thing for you at the end. So,
ooh, okay.
So Hellfire Club, fun fact, is actually called Montpelier Hill.
Oh, I did not know that.
That's like the location where Hellfire Club is, but it's just become known as the Hellfire Club. But fun fact, Montpelier Hill. Excuse me. So before I tell you about the actual location of this Hellfire Club, which is in Dublin, um, I wanted to tell you that in 1719, the very, very first Hellfire Club, because there's not just one, it's one of many Hellfire clubs.
Oh, it's a franchise.
It is. It's like a fraternity essentially.
Yeah.
Um, the very first Hellfire Club was founded in England, in 1719, and it was founded by this guy named Philip. He was the Duke of Wharton, but I prefer calling him this dude called Philip.
A Wharton. I feel like a wart. You could make some jokes there, but I
You
don't
could
have the energy for it.
witchy.
Yeah, true.
It's somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But so the Duke of Wharton was the founder of the very first Hellfire Club in England. And immediately I have things to clarify for people, because when I was reading up on these things, I kept getting confused. So I broke it up for everybody else, so you can be that well actually guy later.
Ooh.
A lot of people were saying, oh, the Duke of Wharton isn't the founder. It's actually this one guy named Dashwood, which great name.
Whoa, that was actually his actual name, because we kept making fun of Wharton and stuff, and he's like, no, that's not me anymore.
No, Dashwood is his last name, but I'm just sticking
It's
with
good.
that, so it's easier to swallow. But a lot of people have said the founder is actually this guy named Dashwood. He is not the founder, but he founded a similar club to the Hellfire Club, and on top of that, he later opened his own charter of the Hellfire Club. So a lot of people, and it actually is like one of the more famous Hellfire clubs out there, because they were like up to some real tomfoolery over there. So because his name is involved in Hellfire Club history, and he founded his own club with similar beliefs, they think that he's the founder. He is not.
Okay.
Forget the name
So
Dashwood.
Fake news.
The actual guy is this guy, Phil, Duke of Wharton.
Aw.
Another thing that I wanted to say that feels confusing in my head, but maybe I'm just sleep deprived from my back-to-back red eyes. The Hellfire Club that everybody knows, the one I'm talking about today as a topic, is haunted, and it is in Dublin. It is not in England, even though the founder is from England and founded a club in England.
Got it.
And I only say that because it's a weird coincidence. But even though the Duke of Wharton is from England and he founded the Hellfire Club in England, he also actually at one point owned this property before the Hellfire Club.
And then they later built a Hellfire Club on the property. Oh, wow.
I'm sure the guy who ends up buying it, he was like, oh, well, the founder of the Hellfire Club actually used to live here. Maybe I should open a Hellfire Club and make this a chapter. Something like that.
It would be the opposite, where he would be like, I want to open a Hellfire Club. Oh, there's a property that he used to own in the area.
Interesting.
Right. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a hard reach to be like, I'll buy this random property, and then what should I put
You're
here?
right.
How about a Hellfire? I mean,
that feels more like how my brain would go.
That's how like our sick brains would do it. We'd get the property first, but yeah.
For example, like people in who used to film in vaudeville movies, like vaudeville actors used to rent out here, and one of my first thoughts was, well, now I'm gonna make this like a vaudeville themed house. Like that was like my first like
yeah.
You're totally right. Your way is.
I mean, I don't know that I'm right, but it's just a guess that normal people, usually business people, have a different brain than I do, and you do.
You are very onto something. Well, I only say that because since the founder's from England and the original club is in England, but he lived here where there was a club, people think that this is the founding one, and that's why it's so famous.
That's the confusion, right?
So anyway, I don't mean to like beat a dead horse, but I just wanted to make sure everyone gets it, that this is not the OG, but the OG founder did live here.
Okay.
Okay. So now knowing that he happened to live here, he was known to have all of his aristocrat friends, and basically when they opened the original Hellfire Club in England, it was called the Hellfire Club, I think, as a dig to the Christians, which immediately, of course, we can see how this becomes this demonic place, right?
Yeah.
So he was known for his lewd behavior.
Ooh.
The word debauchery was on every fucking website.
Yes.
Just vague, lewd behavior. And him and all of his social elite friends who were also into lewd behavior, they created this group because this was during a wave of Christianity in England, and they kind of put this club together to openly mock the church.
Oh, good. That's gonna go well.
The first club, I think, was actually, I don't know what the right word is, but like forced to shut down by the king.
Oh, wow.
So, anyway, so they started this club. it's said, at least, I don't know how true any of this is because everything had the word allegedly in front of it, but we're gonna roll with it. That this club was originally opened because they wanted to discuss science and philosophy, and it was like kind of during the Enlightenment era, or that's what they wanted to hold on to, and they questioned society's rules. It was not a fun place for those who wanted to be super duper religious. So while the Duke of Wharton owned this Dublin site that was not at the time a Hellfire Club, um, he ended up selling the property in 1725 to a very wealthy Speaker of the Irish House of Commons.
Ooh.
And his name was William Connolly. He bought this area, especially like Montpelier Hill. It's in the Dublin Mountains. It's kind of isolated, which makes it kind of spooky and no witnesses.
Ah!
So he built this area up because he wanted a hunting lodge, as all wealthy politicians
where are you
do.
going to put it?
Where are you going to put it? In the woods. That makes sense.
Obviously.
So immediately kind of fucked up, and by kind I mean totally, he began building on, I'm just going to call it sacred land.
Uh-oh.
It's where there were already memorial sites made of stones. There was a 5,000-year-old Neolithic passage grave, which are literal tombs.
How many years old?
5,000.
What is wrong with people? He's like, well, but I don't... Okay.
And he was like, this is the spot for me. Not only did he destroy most of this area for his own construction, but then he even, which I'm sure felt condescending to the ghosts, used those stones from the memorials for parts of his fireplace.
Yuck.
Yeah. Fun fact, this part is for sure true, that these things exist, that these passage graves existed. They have even been uncovered bit by bit over time, as recently as 2016.
In
They're
his
finding
fucking fireplace.
Probably. I mean, can't you just carbon date a rock, you know?
Yeah, right? I mean, it's made of carbon, right? Isn't that the point?
Yeah, that's a great point. Maybe they didn't have to dig up at all. They just kind of grabbed a brick from his fireplace. Anyway, they have dug up and found pieces of the old graves. But soon after the construction, the roof of his new lodge blew off in a storm. So it wasn't built well, first of all.
Yeah, really.
The locals immediately took it as these are the pissed off spirits getting back at you for desecrating their land.
I could understand that. I would, if somebody at the pub like gave me a few talking points, I'd be like, I believe it.
Yeah, sure. I would too. So basically with the connection of this hedonistic anti-Christian Duke of Wharton living here, plus desecrated land, plus angry spirits, immediately this place has like a cursed kind of feel to it. And after William Connolly died, the lodge was then sold or leased, I'm not sure, to the members of people who wanted to open a Hellfire Club in Ireland. So, in 1735, the Irish Hellfire Club was founded by James Worsdale and Richard Parsons. Richard Parsons was known for dabbling in black magic. Again, we have no evidence of this, but he was apparently already known for that.
I love that even, like, they like claim the black magic thing, but then it's always like they're dabbling or like they're entrenched in it. And that's like, how do they determine like the level of how dramatic we're going to sound about it? But like a quick dabble doesn't sound as dramatic, you know?
In which case, like, I wonder what the fine line between dabble and entrenched is, because some people might think that we're entrenched in that stuff.
And we're like, just maybe scared of the witches, right? Like, I don't know. You could,
maybe one of them just was like, I've heard of a Ouija board, and they went, oh shit, you're entrenched in this black magic.
He's not a dabbler anymore.
So, yes. So, Richard Parsons and James Worsdale, they're the two people who ended up getting this place after William Connolly died. Again, he did not have a Hellfire Club either. He just wanted this for his hunting lodge, and he was desecrating land. Cool. Then these two guys end up moving in. They want to move their Hellfire Club chapter into this building.
Right.
Imagine if this is where, again, we go back to your point of like, one of them must have heard that the founder of the Hellfire Club lived here, or they got there and they went, no fucking way.
Yeah. Or that. And they're like, oh, this is a sign from the universe. That's how we would be. Yeah.
I mean, if you're already talking about like a cult, it's like, oh, it's the cosmic. So there were other members who I'm going to discuss later that joined, and they definitely, if the reputation was already kind of yucky, they really soured it. So I'm just going to say their names now.
I didn't mean to sound so excited about that, but I'm curious.
Sure. So there's one guy named Lord Santry and another named Simon Luttrell. I'll say their names again later, but they become some of the early members of this club once it's opened in this
Okay.
area. I'll bring it up again later, but they are no gooders, I'll tell you that.
Mm.
Um so it's debated how often the lodge was, and I'm calling it a lodge from what it previously was, but it's debated how often this building was actually used for Hellfire Club meetings. Some believe that most of the meetings were actually done closer into town so people could get to them faster. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
mean,
it's
I get
easier
that, right? You don't
access
want to like a huge, yeah, then you have to carpool. Yeah.
by horse. It's
By
like my
horse.
my
I mean,
horse can only
horse
carry
pool.
two.
Is that horse pulling? I don't know.
There
Like
was
pulling? No, pooling. Pulling?
a cart pool. Is that what it would
Cart
be?
pool.
A
Holy
wagon pool.
shit.
Wagon pool.
Wagon
Wow.
pool.
Can you imagine when you know how like if my dog hears TREAT goes
Mm-hmm.
nuts, right? Imagine the fucking sigh that comes out of a horse after he hears the word cart pool enough and he's like, fuck me,
He's
this is gonna
like,
be such a
not a,
bad day.
this drive to the Hellfire Club and back is gonna be so fucking boring.
And they're
right
all
now.
gonna be drunk by the end. It's just
Oh,
gonna
imagine.
just the horse is the DD. It's miserable.
Yeah.
Up a hill.
It's the DH, dear horse, driving us home.
The DP, the designated pony.
The designated pony. Uh-oh, DP. Yeah. Okay. Well, we got drunk at the party. Don't worry about it.
We've got the DP out back, don't worry.
Whoa. What?
I don't know.
Okay.
Anymore, Christine. I'm so sleepy. Okay. So they don't know where the fucking meetings happen sometimes. Either it's on the hill.
Not out
or
back. Don't look out back. Something's happening back there. You don't want to know.
There was a pub in town called Eagle Tavern. And I guess this tavern, I would love to do it. They can't anymore, I'm sure. But if time travel ever exists, I hope one of the first documentaries they cover is on Eagle Tavern, because it sounds like this was the pub that welcomed all meetings for secret societies. Like they had to know the craziest shit going on over there.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall.
Eagle Tavern. I'm just gonna say the Freemasons because the other ones I've never heard of. I don't know if you've ever heard of them either. But
That's how secret they are.
I know. Don't even with me right now.
Secret.
But there were many clubs that or secret societies, and they all for some reason would meet at Eagle Tavern. So that then brings in the how true is even like is it because this place was spooky and secretive and hosted secret meetings that people think maybe some of the meetings were hosted
Right.
here? I mean, it would make sense that they would, reserve time there if it's easier for people to get to. But also, you bought a whole ass house in the middle of the woods where you can do all the secret shit you want. I don't know. I don't know which is true.
And how are they like, and this is maybe too in the weeds, but like, how are they even organizing this so that there's not a double crossover of
Right.
a double booking? Because imagine you walking on the wrong secret society. Like, now what? Now
Yeah.
must they kill you? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, is there like
They could be that secret if they're just like coming and going from the same place.
That's a good point.
I don't
Imagine
know.
if they're all actually just the same secret society, but just different people coming at different times, and you would never know.
Oh, that could be too.
They're just all different levels. It's like, oh, I saw a ritual. I don't know if it's mine or the others or what.
The DP out back.
Only the horse knows.
Oh God.
So, where are we? Okay, so the Eagle Tavern may or may not have been where most of the meetings were held if they were not actually meeting on Montpelier Hill.
Okay.
But the perk of hosting activities in Montpelier Hill, like I said, is that because it was isolated, they could get away with a lot more. There was no witnesses. There's very few accounts, especially after hundreds of years. So we really don't know what happened. It could have been them playing fucking checkers, and that's it.
Right. And just drinking and being idiots.
And just talking about how atheism rocks or something. I don't know. But like other Hellfire clubs, they were like the Hellfire clubs that came before them, the one that was founded in England. This one in Dublin was very outspoken against Christianity. They were full of high society members who spent their days indulging themselves. So they were drinking, gambling, especially playing cards on Sunday. They would hold black masses. They would there was a lot of hinting at sexual debauchery with like sex workers, etc. They were also known to eat ghost pie, which is apparently pigeon pie.
Oh.
I know.
Why do they call it that?
Because it's interesting all of a sudden. You didn't give a shit about pigeon pie.
Yeah, but now I don't either again. You
I
know,
did
like
remember,
put something else in it.
remember I was so hyper fixated on that one like English heritage YouTube website where that woman would do cooking recipes from like the
Yes,
1800s. She did an excellent pigeon pie.
she did.
I
How do you
remember
know it's
that.
excellent? Did you try it?
It's excellent because the actor was brave as shit to pick up a pigeon and make a pie out of it.
Yeah, I
And
mean, yeah, that's pretty impressive.
I'll tell you what
Some
wasn't
people
excellent.
ate pigeon in Egypt.
Oh, it's like today, like these days.
I mean, somebody on my trip did.
Oh, how was that as a viewer?
They said it was delicious. I didn't eat. I didn't watch it. Don't worry, I wasn't there.
Okay, I couldn't do that. I don't think. I know I couldn't.
It's like a. I mean, I think it's just pretty much like a normal bird, but I also don't eat normal birds, so I feel like I'm already out of the count.
As someone who regularly eats cow and chicken, the second I am reminded at all that it's an animal, I'm violently disgusted with myself for like 3 minutes, and then I keep going. But
Okay. I've never witnessed you be violently disgusted with yourself while eating, but
it's usually those moments of those 3 minutes at a time where I'm really quiet in between my chicken wings.
and you just like say a little prayer for the little chickie.
Well, so I do know from that video that I saw that pigeon pie is actually uh very easy to make. Fun fact, but it looked gross because they decorated it with the pigeon feet.
Huh?
I hope that was just a creative choice that an actor in today's world did, because I couldn't imagine that being served to me on a table, and I'm like, bring
I'm
it
sure
over.
people have done it because otherwise, like, how do you know it's pigeon? You know, that proves that that's what's in there, not just like something random.
Making a lot of good points today.
Thank you so much.
Here's another one, which I could see even 20 years ago, unfortunately, this being funny, but it's not today. Apparently, since they were so like anti-Christian, they would like to play pranks on Christians and clergymen. And one time, like their idea of pranking clergymen was inviting them over and then flashing them. That's assault. But I do see how like 2 generations ago that would have been the funniest thing.
I
That
mean,
someone
like,
could
but
have
if
come
you're
up
inviting
with.
people to a Hellfire Club, what do the clergy expect? Like a fucking prayer circle, you know? I mean,
That's fair. And also, like, they. I mean, all it did was just perpetuate that they are, like, hedonists, right? Like, oh, they do everything in the nude, and they weren't
oh
afraid to
yeah,
show
they
us
just
their
show their
weenies.
butts or whatever. Yeah.
Well, anyway, they did not like that. They were just digging their own line through the sand.
Yeah, it seems like they wanted to prove a point.
They nicknamed themselves the Holy Fathers, I'm sure, as a dig
That's
to the Christians.
very funny.
They also tried out other nicknames, including the Blasters or the Young Bucks of Dublin. Which do you prefer of the three?
The Blasters, because it's like insane. Like, why would you call yourself that? It's like the Young Bucks. Okay, fucking fine. But like a Blaster, you know, one person just came up with that and was like, "But what about the Blasters?" Everyone was like, oh, "Not with the Blasters again."
You know what's so funny though is if that's true, they had the last laugh because in 2025 we're still talking about the Blasters and no other suggested
I mean,
names.
it's excellent. Like they knew some. I don't know if they knew what they were doing, but they knew they were doing something.
They were like, I'm just ahead of my time. They'll get it one
I know
day.
something is here. I know it, and it is.
So another dig is at the Christians, or at the church in general, is that the president of the Hellfire Club would be called the King of Hell, and he would dress like Satan during their meetings.
Oh my god!
He would like in a cape and everything.
You're gonna give these people a freaking heart attack at the church. Seriously.
And you know, I mean, they're doing like full open mockery. It's one thing, I guess, in my world. Like, I don't even know if I would join them. Like, I understand like let's be critical thinkers here, but all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're like, I don't know if I want to go somewhere where
I
we're
don't
just
think we'd be
flashing
invited
everyone.
to be part of the Young Bucks eccentric drunk debauchery group, but
Fair enough.
if I did get an invite, I would probably attend, but I imagine I wasn't really welcome, you know.
If religion wasn't involved in this does just feel like your average seen on
Fraternity.
TV fraternity.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
we dress up, we're naked, we
And they're
drink.
called the Young Bucks, and they're just doing a lot of like flashing their wieners for no reason.
Yeah.
It really does feel like they were just some young drunk rich kids.
Yeah, 100%. That's so far how I totally see this. At least
Yeah.
that's that's what I think the founder was expecting.
Right.
Um, It's also said that their mascot was a black cat. We have no reason why. Maybe it
I
was just
love
a
that.
stray that passed by. Maybe it's because they're
I was
occult
gonna say it's
practitioners. I don't
probably
know.
just to say like, what should our mascot be?
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's scared of black cats. Let's do that.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like an omen, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
They would also drink this concoction called scalvine. Have you heard of
Uh-oh.
this?
No. It
Apparently,
sounds like a cleaning agent.
it actually. I mean, you tell me if this. I've heard worse.
Okay.
Whiskey and butter. It's like
I
coffee and
mean,
butter. Some people say that that's good.
it's gross, but I mean, it's inarguably gross, but like I also don't like coffee and butter, and I don't like bourbon with anything. So, I'm not the one to judge, or
In my
whiskey, I guess.
in my mind, of all the things
It's like
I've
a butter
said,
beer.
right? I feel like it's kind of supposed to be like that, like a butterscotch kind of situation.
Yeah, I am sure it's like fine. I'd rather drink that than the pigeon. I'll tell you what.
You and me
Seriously.
both. Yeah. It's also said that at their meetings, they would always keep an open seat for the devil. Very, very
It's just like absurd
clear.
at this point.
Yeah.
It's like funny to me because it's just like they're clearly just trying to get a rise out of people.
Yeah. And it is unclear how, at least in the beginning, how truly into the occult the group was. And not even in the beginning. All in all, we really don't know much about what happened here, but because of its rumored relationship to the occult, people just guess a lot, but there really is no evidence of this. It's just that because they were so anti-Jesus, they must be pro-Satan.
Right. I mean, one of them had the costume, right? So
Yeah. I would be curious to see what a devil costume looked like in the 1730s.
oh, I would be fucking terrified. I bet you it's like when cute masks back then, like cute early Halloween masks that like just look so fucking terrible. Have you seen those? Like my stepmom showed me her old like 1950s Halloween masks.
Oh yes, they are absolutely fucking frightening.
Like fucking terrifying. Imagine like couple hundred years before that. Like what in the world?
I feel like it was made out of like cast iron. Like it was like
yeah,
something
like
horrible,
something. And
like
then
medieval.
they're like, we'll put real cat fur on the top. Like stop it. They're just all so unpleasant to look at. Oh my god,
like a literal pitchfork,
they look
probably.
like the mouse ones. Like I think it's supposed to look like Mickey Mouse, and they just look like these. Ah!
Yeah, and there's just something so dead in the eyes. I don't know what it
It
is.
is, and like the smiles are all so big, and they don't really move at all. So it's like, ugh. Anyway,
Ugh.
I'm
Anyway,
just gonna send you a
horrid.
little jump scare real quick.
I could see why the Christians would pray harder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do too. I get it.
Oh, forget it, Christine, with that.
Right? Like these are terrible. And then imagine like your parents dress up like this for the Halloween party. Like there's an actual picture of a couple in these masks.
I forget.
I mean, it's like it's like fucking haunting. And those are the Disney branded masks. Imagine like the off-brand,
Oh yeah. Well, so
Drama.
we don't know how truly into the occult they started, and I don't know if it's like the chicken or the egg, but eventually others did join with more nefarious interests, and I'm sure them hearing that they were, I don't know, open to darkness in
Yeah.
some way, that, they felt like they could come on in. So
I mean, probably Satan heard about this and was like, well, that's an easy entry point.
right, yeah.
Like if I want to collect a few young bucks.
Couple blasters here and there.
Oh.
So the worst of them that we have on record of the members that came through here was Lord Santry.
Oh, God, I knew it. The moment you said that guy's name, I was like, I don't like him.
Doesn't he sound evil?
Something's evil about this guy.
Lord it's really...
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Well, so he straight up murdered his servant. And by murdered, it was like, you know what I mean by this, but like in an evil way. Like it wasn't like it was a painful, torturous murder. And then he paid people off to get away with it, and
Yuck.
and then he just killed another servant, like because he knew he could get away with it again. So, the way that he killed the first one is that he force fed the servant an entire bottle of brandy.
Fuck off. Oh my God.
And then set him on fire, presumably to see if his stomach would just immediately combust. Since it was
so he's like
all
a
alcohol.
sick sicko. Like he's sick, this guy.
Like, when you hear of like the serial killers who are just like,
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what it would look like.
So
like,
this
it's
is
just
basically
totally...
he's like a psychopathic
Yeah, like
Dude.
no emotion
Okay.
to it.
Cool. Fucking
Um,
hell.
paid people off who witnessed it, and then ended up like stabbing another servant and killing
This is
him.
like how
So
these people get away because the people in the group who aren't necessarily at their core empty and evil just get swayed into saying turning a blind eye, right? And then it's like,
100%.
oh, then the people like this get to just fucking run around.
Yeah, and I mean, imagine if there was someone on like I'm gonna use a fraternity phrase here, but on the e-board, like on like the people, the
Evil.
higher ups here. Imagine being someone who's like trying to like PR wise keep it to a minimum. Like, yeah, we mock the church, but we're not evil. And then this fucking guy,
Like it's just a joke, guys, right? You know, and then like, uh-oh, yeah.
and then a
Yeah.
literal multi-time murderer is one of your
An
members. It's
evil
like,
person, right?
oh, this is gonna look so bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then they're like, well, we better cover our reputation, so don't let it get out, you know, and then
Mhm.
it just like devolves.
Another guy was named Simon Luttrell, who he did not kill anybody, but he, I guess, either the lore around him is really intense, or he swore by this himself that he had made a deal with the devil in exchange for his soul.
Mm.
And
Cool.
at some point, I guess when the clock struck midnight, all of a sudden he knew that the devil was coming, and so he ran off. But it became this whole story that like someone in here has literally made a deal with the devil, and so
Okay. We've crossed some sort of threshold.
so now we're making deals with the devil. There have been murderers who have been in this club, and so it
Oy
just
vey.
on top of everything else really immediately started.
And they're also like paying people off, so there's a lot of like
Yes,
conspiracy there,
corruption.
corruption. Yeah, it just seems like it's ready for that. Yeah.
Yeah, so darker stories just kind of started coming out, and it just, even if it started with good intentions or silly intentions, like if the worst thing you did was like flash a clergyman,
Right.
it's no longer that to the public anymore.
Right,
So,
right, 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 right. They can't look away anymore. Yeah.
and who's to say people, again, it was hundreds of years ago, who's to say that these are stories that we were getting direct witness accounts from, or maybe this was just like scared Christians who were just making up stories. I don't know. But over time, people started saying that the Hellfire Club was involved in very intense orgies, that there was animal sacrifice, alleged children sacrifice.
Mm.
There is a rumor that has lasted up until 2025 at least, that they one time kidnapped, killed, and ate a woman.
What?
Who knows if it's true, but it is a story on like every website I saw. So it is renowned at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Amongst the animal sacrifice, they've also suggested animal torture, including similar with that servant, dousing animals with alcohol, and hopefully it's not true, but setting them on fire.
Oh God. Oh God. It's all bad. I hope all of it's. I hope the other thing wasn't true either. If
I
that's the
hope they
case.
were just into philosophy at school and they just sat around and
I
talked
hope
to
they
each
just like
other.
beer and we're just like got a bad reputation. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Um, there are rumors that skeletons of sacrificial victims are all around the
Ugh.
area or buried around the area. And actually, in the 1970s, there was a grave of a child and their remains that was found on the property. But again, we have no idea of the context. Someone could have put it there to make them look bad.
Mm,
Maybe a completely separate situation happened on the property.
right.
But again, it just means that even in the 1970s, right before Satanic Panic, is still happening and
Yes.
perpetuating. From all this, the reputation was cemented as wicked, monstrous, and they were all satanic worshippers. And stories started coming out about them cavorting with the devil throughout the years. And one of the most famous stories about the Hellfire Club, or this one at least, is that one day a cloaked stranger visited the club and the guys invited him in for a game of cards. And they're all having a good time. They're drinking, they're shooting the shit. And a couple hours in, they're still playing cards. One guy drops his cards while he's sitting at the table. So he bends down to grab them. And when he bends down, he looks and sees that the guy's feet are actually cloven hooves. Ah! That's the most famous one. Another one is that a curious visitor came to the Hellfire Club to see what they were all about. So they invited him in. And the next day he was found so shaken that he never spoke again. The third and final most popular story from this Hellfire Club is that another curious visitor who I guess was
Why are all these people so fucking curious?
I know, and also I love that they are just welcoming anyone in.
Yeah,
Like they're just like,
seriously. I'm just curious. Okay, that's all we need.
we're slicing a throat of a goat open. Come on in,
Yeah,
like
come on in. DP's out back. Let's go.
DP's out back, the devil's out front. Come on in. Anyway, another curious visitor. He's apparently visiting all of Ireland because he's like a guest at a boarding house or something, or he has a host or a landlord or something that he's staying with.
Okay, okay.
So this guy's curious. He goes over to the Hellfire Club, which honestly, I could see myself doing this
Yes, you could. I
today.
literally knew this was exactly where we were going to end up. Is
I
that I
could
was going to say, if anyone would do this, it's you, because you'd be like, well, I just saw it on Atlas Obscura, and then
literally, yes. Atlas Obscura is going to kill me. I'm telling you, they're going to
It
be the reason.
might.
Like the amount of abandoned ruins I've gone to
Yes,
because
and
of
then you're like,
Atlas
this is
Obscura.
not exactly what I thought it was going to be. I'm like,
Anyway,
holy
they will
shit.
never be sponsoring us after that real.
No, listen,
opinion.
I fucking love it, but man, they do send you to some weird places. I think that's
It's
a
like
vibe.
them and Randonautica should have done a collaboration with each other. It's like,
Oh,
what's the
yeah.
craziest fucking place we could put you?
Yeah, let's just team up with these coordinates.
So, curious guy, he's in town and he goes because he wants to see what's going on. The guys let him in, and all of a sudden he goes missing.
Oh, good.
And his host, the guy he's staying with, whatever, is like, where the hell is this guy? He said he was going to the Hellfire Club. I'm going to go check there and
Oh,
see if he's
God.
there. So the host, because he knows what the rumors are of that place, he brings a priest with him. He's like, you're coming with me to the Hellfire Club
No.
because I'm looking for this guy and I don't know where he is. So
Oh,
they both
shit.
go, and the Hellfire Club invites them in for dinner, aka a feast. The priest comes in for a feast, and during this, apparently the priest sees a Dalmatian-sized black cat with horns for ears.
A Dalmatian size.
Literally, I'm not kidding. I know it
What?
sounds stupid. 4 different websites said Dalmatian-sized.
What the fuck?
Why? There's so many other things you could just said dog-sized.
Yeah, what could you possibly mean?
You could just said big fucking cat.
You
Like,
could have
why?
said like any other animal that's about the size of a dog.
And if it has horns for ears, why don't you say a goat? A black cat that's a goat. Like,
Because he's for
a
sure
hy-
just like, it probably was a goat.
I
And
feel
he
like
was
this
probably
priest
like,
just saw 101 Dalmatians and was like, I know all about this.
he's like, hang on, are you gonna turn him into a coat? And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You drank too much wine.
So the priest sees this big ass cat and is so scared that he grabs his holy water and that he just keeps on him. It's strapped on him at all times. And he immediately, mid feast, in front of all these anti-Christians, starts exercising their Dalmatian, I think.
And then they're like, this is why we don't bring priests in here. We're just trying to have a nice meal. And the guy starts chanting in Latin again.
It's like, forgive us for rescuing a big fucking cat.
I mean, come on. This goat needed a
wow.
fucking home.
Anyway, he starts exercising the cat. Apparently the cat dies on site, like immediately from this exorcism. Again, this is a rumored, like, popular story.
Okay. This is like how the story goes.
The second I said Dalmatian-sized cat, you should have known this is like Reddit.
I really was still in it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna choose to believe
I appreciate that. No.
in the magic of the holidays.
So cat dies, and the priest is like, phew, I exorcised a demon. You are all so welcome,
You're
you
welcome.
anti-Christians. You demons, I killed your cat.
Killed
You're
your
welcome.
cat. Literally, I killed your cat. You feel better now? Like, hello?
Well, then the story goes that as they're leaving, I don't know why they're leaving on their own accord and they weren't fucking dragged out for killing this
Yeah.
their animal. But the men end up leaving, and on their way out, they find the missing man on the ground covered in scratch marks as if he had been released from the possession of this cat.
Oh shit, he was the goat the whole time. The cat the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So again, I feel like the Christians created that because it's like, look how we saved
Such a
them from
good
themselves.
story. Like, yeah, the priest ends up being the good guy. He's like, I'm just friendly. I want to see what this is all about. And then, of course, yeah, he saves the day. Classic.
And a doubting Thomas went on over there, and
Fair
look
enough.
what happened. The devil took him. Also, a lot of people will combine stories 2 and 3 and say after the priest saved this guy from being possessed by the cat, he was so shaken he never spoke again.
Oh, okay. That's cleaner to me. Because the
I
other
agree.
one was like, okay, so what? Like, what if he just got punched in the head and didn't want to talk about it? Like, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Not that that's good, but like, I don't know. Like, I don't know the guy if he's not talking.
I said the same thing. I was like, why did we even separate these two?
Yeah, I agree.
Stories.
Let's smash them together.
Okay. A few years later, we're back to reality now. A few years later, a horrible fire broke out in the building of the Hellfire Club, and many people. This is so weird. This is another thing where every single website had a different thing to say.
Oh.
But there's a lot of speculation on this fire, even to this day. Some people think it was accidental, like someone just slipped and a fire happened. Some people thought it was on purpose because like some sort of negotiation problem with the rent. Some people thought it
Oh.
was intentional. Truly, I'm not kidding. This was a major reason. People think it was intentional for the aesthetic, so the place looked creepier.
It's
And
that one guy who called themselves the pushers. What were they? The
Young
bulldozers?
Bucks, the blasters.
The blasters. And he's like, no, this will work, guys. Look, it's just gonna be a little tinge. I'm just gonna take a candle and like light singe a few of the curtains. See,
Imagine
it'll
if
look
it was
really
like
cool.
for like a promo pic or something. It's like, no, let's all take a picture in front of the place on fire. They'll love
Oh
it.
my god, our album cover will be sick.
Whatever
And I
the
bet it
reason,
was, by the way.
right? And also,
Just
I'm
saying.
I'm surprised that nobody suggested like this was a ritual gone wrong.
Oh, see, that's good, MC. We gotta rewrite this shit.
Okay,
Okay.
down the hill though, on the same property. This was back before the Hellfire Club was even there. When that really wealthy politician was here, he also built another house on the property called the Steward's House. And after this fire broke out at the Hellfire Club, they just moved their clubs over to this little house. And that's where the Hellfire Club stayed on the property until their founder, the founder of this chapter, died. And after that,
Okay.
the Hellfire Club kind of just disbanded. We will never know truly how much of the stories are true or other. Like, I mean, I just told you
Until
3 out
time
of like
travel is invented, and Em and I go to all the meetings.
I'm calling dibs before anybody else does it. The second time travel is real and it's accessible to us. I want to be the first time travel
Let
blogger.
Em
Don't
do it.
get in my way unless you can go into the
And you
future
better
and do
call
it first.
Atlas Obscura now and
Best.
make amends, because you're gonna have to partner with them pretty soon when time travel exists, and we've already hurt their feelings today.
When time travel exists, it is fucking over for you
It's
people.
over for all of you, okay?
You are all in trouble. I'm coming.
Including me. I'm just excited about it, Don't worry.
But yeah, so we really don't. Those are just kind of the most popular stories, but we don't really know all that happened. For all we know, they were just well-educated social elites into science, and they just like to like play cards.
Right.
Um,
One
and
can
I
hope. One can
I,
dream.
I will say a lot of the members of this chapter of the Hellfire Club were literally like from Trinity or Cambridge, and they were graduates from those schools, and so maybe they were just demonized for critically questioning religion. You know what I
Maybe.
mean? Or
Again, one can hope.
Or since we do know that there were some who did believe in making deals with the devil, and there were people who committed horrible crimes,
Mhm.
maybe they were practicing demonic
Listen, there were
ritualistic
also
ceremonies.
plenty of frat boys who did terrible things and didn't need Satan involved, So
Yeah,
could be
maybe
both.
they were just bad, and the demon has nothing to do with it.
Maybe
The
some of
devil.
them were bad, and
I'll tell you, as a member of multiple Greek organizations, there are all sorts of people in there,
Right.
and so maybe there was just like someone who just wanted to go like make friends and color like I did. There's got to be one.
By the way, Em will be bringing a coloring book back in time to the meetings in case they get bored.
Before my Greek organization's first club on campus, I joined coloring club. I'm not kidding. It was the best.
I
And
know
that was,
you're not kidding. I know.
and I joined it on the Friday, that Rebecca Black's Friday, because that
And
song,
we
by
all
the way,
remember that Friday, right, guys?
yeah,
I
because it came out
remember.
on like a Tuesday or something, and the first Friday where we could all play Friday by Rebecca Black was a sensation. You had to be
it
there.
was. I remember the front. You had to be there. It was. I remember the front of like the AU newspaper that day, and it was like, "It's Friday," and it had like Rebecca. I will never forget that day. I think I still have a copy of that somewhere because I saved it in a box. I just thought it was so funny.
We used to be a proper country. That was
I know, those were the good old days.
But that was my first day of coloring club, and I was sitting there and everyone was just
Aw.
screaming the words. Anyway,
That's fun.
someone just wanted this to be coloring club on a hill.
Yeah.
With a good view.
Maybe that's what it was all meant to be, and it just got out of hand,
Maybe the colorings are friends we made along the way.
That's wow. Now that's a beautiful, poignant ending.
As for the ghosts, there are a lot of footsteps on the property. A black cat is seen literally fucking everywhere, although again, could be a fucking stray. Or it could be like people still go out there and try to do rituals and shit. Someone could just leave a cat out there, you know what I mean? Like as a prank or something. I don't know.
Or it just ran away from
Yeah. There's actually a painting of this cat, which I don't know all the details because every source had something different, but what I'm gathering is somebody who actually saw the ghost of a black cat painted that thinking it was the original cat, Like it was like the ghost of the
Oh.
original black cat that used to be their mascot. And to this day, it's hanging there. And if you hang it upside down while you're ghost hunting, like a lot of shit happens.
Ooh, that's fun. That's a fun
So
little twist.
yeah, I guess it's like just especially in a space where like theoretically there's a lot of occult stuff going on there. I imagine turning
Yeah.
a haunted portrait upside down is like really showing your intention, right?
Yeah, you're like, I'm not here to fuck around, or I am here to fuck around with it.
Yeah. So people have seen apparitions of the priest from that one story. They've seen apparitions of nuns. They've seen people performing masses and they weren't actually there. People see this cat everywhere, but sometimes with glowing red eyes to a point where like people doing renovations have left because a cat with red eyes kept staring at them.
Yuck.
People hear a screaming woman in the woods, which I take one fucking guess. He likes to call her a banshee.
Okay.
Um, People smell something burning here. A lot of people have said burning skin, which would I don't know if that's true or
Oh,
they're just trying to make
God.
it similar to the stories of torture.
Right.
People feel hands grabbing at them, especially their jewelry. Like their people's jewelry has gotten yanked off of them.
Ooh.
Bracelets, necklaces, anything. It just they could feel it get yanked off them. People hear bells. People feel the ground shake for no reason. Um, People have gotten shoved, scratched, pinched, you name it, and they've heard voices of someone telling them to get out. And I guess people have brought crucifixes here, and they get like white hot to the touch.
Ew. I was gonna say, don't tell me they like get burning hot, because I don't know why that happens, but I don't like it.
Apparently, the feeling of doom is like insane here. There was some traveling reporter who said, like, I've been to the Tower of London and I've been to, insert a bunch of haunted places here, and I've never felt anything like this. So, and I'm sure even, I'm not trying to be like such a diplomatic, maybe they were, maybe they won't. I'm just like, I'm very aware of like this, there's no evidence, and it feels like this was kind of just a club that wanted to hang out and they just, I don't know how true it is. And so anyway, I'm being a little maybe too political or
No, you're
diplomatic about
being
it,
very
but
diplomatic about it, because I also feel like you said, it was right before Satanic Panic, which I'm sure is when a lot of this stuff took off story wise. And we know things were embellished and we know things were made up back then to like point to. So yeah, I
yeah,
would not be surprised.
it could have been nothing. I believe that I don't know what I believe. I believe that at the very beginning it was not this, and I think either some people came in and ruined it for everyone, or
Right.
a bunch of scared Christians just fucked up their reputation out of fear, or like I think maybe nothing was going on there, and because of its reputation, in today's world, so many people have gone there to practice stuff that now
Right, like
there's
maybe
energy there. Like
created yeah.
what's
That
it?
makes sense.
A
A tulpa?
tulpa. Thank you.
I think a tulpa, is that more like an actual being?
I think it's more of a being, but
Maybe
it's
that's a
the
cat, or is that a golem? I don't know anymore.
what's it? Is it maybe it's a designated pony? Last thing I will tell you is, of course, I think I'm Zach Bagans
Duh.
because
I've been trying to tell you all along.
I looked up Ghost Adventures, Hellfire Club, and this fucking man
Mm-hmm.
went there because it was Ireland for a Halloween special.
See?
I felt so grossed out that my brain works like his.
Oh my God. See, you're the same.
It was an hour and a half long, so more of him than ever.
Shorter than our fucking episodes.
Which means I'm not going to talk about the entire thing, but I will give you like a little snippet. And I do, before I even start this, I would like you to open Discovery Plus, and I want to show you a
Yes.
clip.
Okay, let me find my.
It is 12:05. Damn, this tea is good. I really wish you could try it. Actually, don't. I don't want to try it.
I wasn't going to even try.
Here, I'll let you have a little sip. Here, just take a sip. Just take a little sip. There you go.
Delicious.
I know.
All right, so I'm on. Season what now?
12 and then 5.
Oh dear. Okay, I accidentally clicked house calls. Season.
For someone who's terrified of the phone, imagine if he was your call.
I would.
Imagine if you finally got the bravery to pick up a phone.
Don't say that.
Hello, it's
Don't.
Zach.
Why do you think I'm afraid of the phone? Intrusive thoughts like this one. What timestamp would you like me to go to?
Okay.
Or should I wait until you're...
Well, okay, so I don't know if it's different for you, but I could only see the like on a time. I can only see the end part where it says how much time is left. So I don't know what time.
Okay.
Can you go to where it's looks like there's 51 minutes and 10 seconds left?
Yes.
And it should look like Aaron's kind of just sitting there.
Yeah, it's there. Yep, there he is.
Okay, so before you press play, just to set up the scene.
I'm just gonna play a few seconds here to get to the right. There we go. Okay.
So when we get there, or when they're looking around, pretty immediately, Aaron is super duper affected by this place. And I just want to say, even before I say that, because of course I got to give you a Zach Bagans line. I can't do this without giving you like an infamous quote from
set
episode.
the mood.
I'll set the mood. Aaron was trying really hard to be kind to all these ghosts and introduce themselves. And he was like, "My name's Aaron." And Zach, and I quote,
I'm here for coloring club.
Zach says, "Aaron, you're talking to demons, not fucking women making us a shit pie." And then Aaron goes, "Excuse me for his nastiness." Like, it's like, don't put that on me.
Hello? What is wrong with this man?
Aaron,
Not
you're
women
talking to
making us a
demon-
shit pie?
No, not fucking women. Remember that. Making us a shit pie.
What in the actual hell are you on, mister?
Did he overhear someone else say that in a different context and he just like thinks
Does he think that sounds cool? I don't even like know what that means.
Does he think there's a hot girl out there who heard that and went, "You're so funny"?
I guess there must be, because people fucking fawn over this fella.
Insane to me. Okay, so anyway, Aaron's already trying to be nice, and honestly, between the two of them, Zach should be the one getting attacked
And getting
for good reason.
bullied for it, right?
However, it never goes that way, and Aaron starts feeling something on him right away. He is fucking freaked out. He even tells Zach, "Don't go in that room. Something bad's gonna happen." He's like,
He's like, "Watch out, here I come."
Yeah. And then immediately things start moving. You hear like pebbles and glass move across the floor, and they're like, "Whoa, something moved." And right around this time, Aaron starts, I'm assuming there's like some little like tinge of possession, because all of a sudden he starts saying that he's not.
Just a dabble, just a tinge.
Well, he's like, "I just stood up and like felt like I like stood up like at attention when you turned the corner, and I didn't do that. Like I was sitting, and all of a sudden like I just
Oh, you
caught
jumped
myself."
up. Oh, ew.
So he said he felt like he was a little out of control. And then he feels something with nails grab his ear.
Ew.
And I've never seen Aaron actually that freaked out. Like he's bolting out of there. He can't stop talking about it, and he just immediately starts crying. Crying.
Oh shit.
And he is quoted saying, "It felt like I was touched by Satan." And like he's so freaked out that as they just started this investigation, and Zach and him get in a golf cart and literally just start driving away. Like they were going to leave, like not even investigate, because Aaron was so freaked out. And then obviously he's not thinking straight, but they're in the middle of the woods and they're on their way to escaping. But then Aaron has another panic attack and he's like, "Stop. And he just needed to sit like in the grass for a second because he was so freaked
Literally
out.
touch grass. Yeah.
Literally touch grass. And while still crying, like sniffling, crying, like scared crying, he says, and of course, Zach is who he is. Aaron says, "I swear to God, it felt like the devil. I swear, don't put this on camera," but it does.
Hey, and then remember a few short years later when his wife literally tries to kill him, and Zach is like, "Oh, so sorry, bro. Let's immediately film it for the TV show." I mean, for God's sake, this guy just won't give it a fucking rest, you know?
So I will say, later on in the episode, Zach goes back by himself and uses the spirit box, and he asks what touched Aaron tonight, and the only word he got was Satan. Super creepy.
Bye. That's no good.
What I'm going to show you right now, though, is him still out in the grass, freaking out. And he's trying to calm himself down. He's like, "There's nothing we can do about it now. We just need to like keep it moving." And this is in the area where people say that they hear this woman screaming. So, okay, now press the timestamp if you can.
Okay.
The timestamp for everyone, by the way, is 33:50.
You got it. Here we go. Bye.
You heard it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yuck.
Okay. I'm so glad that you heard it, because I was like, I feel like that's creepy as shit, especially after he's like crying and freaking out.
I think it's a cat. Like, I think it's like
a cat.
Yeah. Which like also feels apropos, right? But I think it's like one of those wild cats, because it goes like, "Wah." Like it sounds like that.
Let me play for myself, because now I want to hear it as a cat. I don't know. I mean, I can see cat though. I can see
I
it.
think, but not even like a normal cat, like the kind of sound you hear in the woods when people are like, I heard a woman screaming, and then it's like, it turns out to be
Yeah.
like a mountain lion or something, and you're like, oh, it sounded like a woman screaming, and people are like, no, it literally does, like a lot of
Yes.
times. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to just immediately discount it, but it does sort of sound like when my cats are hunting at night and they go like, wow, like that.
Interesting, because before the conversation I'm having with you right now, I went, that's fucking terrifying.
I mean, it is, to be clear, it's fucking terrifying. And if that happened in front of me, I would absolutely shit my pants.
But now it's terrifying for a different reason, because it's like what happens at spoiler alert, they then decide to go looking for the banshee in the woods. And I'm
See,
like, you're
okay,
being hunted by
the
a mountain lion.
right, is going to eat you, because also that's the sound that that moonshine makes when he's drowning something. He goes like, "Meow." It's horrible.
Well, that was definitely the creepiest part of the episode.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it's terrifying.
I will say the last 2 points is that remains of the Hellfire Club and the steward's house where they went after the fire. They're both still there. They are open to the public, and tours are offered here. I think there's multiple tours, but the one that sounds the fucking worst to me is a 3-hour horror hike, which is what I call every hike, by the way.
Yeah,
But
like, not 3 hours. We don't do those.
But you do have to go like into the woods, right? So they'll take you all the way up there. And the last thing I wanted to say is fun fact: on June 6th in 2006, people came out here to see if the Antichrist would appear because it was 666.
People are so stupid.
So if you would like to go for it. There
Did
are
he
warnings.
appear? Don't leave us hanging.
No,
Oh,
so I
man.
think he showed up in 2016 and then again a few years later as president both times. But whatever.
Wrong country. Go wrong country.
If you do go, there are warnings that people, even though they're not really supposed to be doing this, will sometimes be caught trying to do rituals up here. So just beware of that. And that is the Hellfire Club.
Oh, boy. Oh my God. I don't think I knew a single thing about the Hellfire Club. I just knew of it.
I assumed it would be more haunted, but people really, because researching it, I was actively looking up like paranormal, ghosts,
Right.
spirits, like every buzzword I could. And everything just kind of talked about the are they, aren't they of how scary they truly might be and like what the rumors are. But there was really I had to go digging for scary, spooky stuff that actually has happened there since.
Damn.
YouTube has a lot of good stuff,
oh,
but if you're
yeah.
looking for like reading, there's very little material.
Man. I think I just got Hellfire Club conflated. I think I conflate them with Hell's Angels in my head of just like biker bar type thing, and then I forget.
They all do a good job of the second I hear hell, I just clash them together as like a big.
You're like, scary.
Yeah.
Scary drunk man. Anyway, well, thank you. That was a great story. I feel like I actually did learn something useful today.
Thank you.
No offense to say that. I didn't mean to say that so rudely. I just meant,
No, that was only a compliment. I don't know where you heard an insult on that.
Sometimes things don't stick,
Mm-hmm. If you can hear from my voice, Christine, I just woke up while we're recording an hour early. And one, I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to wake up an hour early. But two, the main reason is because I didn't want to get out of my Helix mattress. I got to be honest.
I don't know why you did. You know that I record from there at least 80% of the time. Today, ironically, I'm not. But I feel like, although it is dangerous, because then you do start to slide down and feel like, oh, my back feels so supported. And this, I mean, it's just like, it's life-changing, these mattresses. I mean, I'm sure they don't recommend you work from them, but I've had a success with that.
It's an incredible mattress. And you know who else likes it?
Mhm.
Your dog. Because anytime I'm not in that bed, Hank is in that bed. It is
Yeah.
100% used 24/7, 365 over here. So
Yes, it's dog approved. It's us approved, especially to people with sleep troubles and insomnia. So that should say something. So go to helixsleep.com/drink for 27% off site-wide, exclusive for listeners. I mean, that's why we drink.
that's helixsleep.com/drink for 27% off site-wide, exclusive for listeners of And That's Why We Drink. helixsleep.com/drink. As somebody who is on beta blockers daily, I
not
can't,
to brag.
not to brag, but I'm on them daily, and then I triple the dosage when I'm on a stage. For those who might also need that, I have a place where maybe you can find yourself a doctor. You can go to ZocDoc. That's how I found my doctor. Christine recommended him to me. He was very wonderful. I told him all my problems, and he said, "You need a beta blocker like right now." And I went, Couldn't agree more.
I said, "Oh, go see my guy."
Yeah,
Like,
you
I've
like a
never been able to stay.
mafioso Schieffer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, like, I found him through ZocDoc, so it's like, wow, this service has gotten us through a lot of medical crises.
And it was right away. I
Ah.
mean, so ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment.
I know, and I said, "My guy, you gotta get with my guy." No, but it turns out it's just ZocDoc. I mean, he's great too, but ZocDoc is the one that made it so easy. Not me and not the dude. But they do filter for doctors who take your insurance. You can filter for that. You can filter for location, obviously. Ratings, they're rated by verified patients. And then you can see their openings. And instead of making a phone call, yuck, you just click.
Stop putting off those doctor appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/drink to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today.
That's ZocDoc.com/drink. ZocDoc.com/drink.
Christine and I just had a bout of fun, and we actually recorded our Patreon Yappy Hour before she disturbs all of us with a crime. So if later when you're...
Why didn't we ever think of doing that? Like,
I don't know.
Because it's after the more fun topic.
And we're in higher spirits.
Yes, and we're getting a snack, and we're not like so exhausted because we've only done half the show. Like, I feel like that's a way better vibe.
10 years or however long.
Don't say 10. Don't say it yet.
January is 9, right?
Yeah.
We got to figure out something to do for a 10-year celebration.
Jesus Christ. It's going to take us 2 years to plan it.
I know, but if you go and listen to Patreon, you'll see that we can plan things very well when our brains are operating.
In a matter of seconds, and then we just need to rely on someone else we outsource it. We send out for the logistics,
we send it out. Yeah,
yeah.
I'll tell the coffee shop. They'll do it.
Yeah, they'll do it.
Anyway, if you go listen to Patreon today and listen to our Yappy Hour and we seem like we're actually super happy, it's because we haven't heard the sad things yet. And now we're about to hear the sad things.
Yeah, so I joked about this, and it's probably an insane thing to do, but I was saying we should have the intermission, like the Yappy Hour we just did, and then have you pause the show after M's to listen to the Yappy Hour as intermission and come back. But that felt a little
Someone
ridiculous. Someone will. And honestly, try it and let me know how it goes. If you do want to try it, let me know.
It's kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's like, do you want to listen to it chronologically? Do you want to listen to it based on,
Such a good point.
I know. I'm full of them.
You're full of them, as we learned in the Yappy Hour, where we came up with the best idea.
Sure did.
Yeah, sure did. So and Eva's like, what? I better go.
What happened?
Because we literally said, I think Eva won't find out about this because she doesn't watch this part, but now she will. Okay, so so interestingly, you did a story from Ireland, and I thought when you said, "Oh, this is an October episode, I'm going to do something Halloweeny," I was like, "Ah, shit," because I was like, I didn't even think that in my brain, and so just by sheer happenstance, my story also takes place in Ireland. So I guess I did plan it somehow. And these were actually notes I meant to use 2 weeks ago. So all very strange. Us. Yeah, little synchronicities. But I, full disclosure, did not do this on purpose, like pick an Irish story. But here we are with another Irish story.
We both felt some pagan air.
Luck of the Irish.
Yeah, we're like, let's go for it. Let's do something spooky.
Let's go for it. And this one is definitely disturbing. It is about a child, so do with that what you will. Maybe just go listen to the intermission again. But it's the story of Mary Boyle. So she was born in 1970 to Charlie and Anne Boyle, and she had an identical twin sister named Anne, which is also her mother's name. And I just thought that's fun.
It's like Anne Jr.?
Yeah, but then the twin sister gets like a totally different name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have seen that. I'm like, what's that about? I never understood when families have like juniors or thirds, but like it comes after kids you could have already named.
Yeah,
that.
I always wonder that too. I'm like, what's the kind of protocol? Or is it like you already had kids' names in mind and then you thought about it later? Like, oh, we could do a junior. I don't know. But yeah, it does seem like a twist up.
Yeah, I in my brain, it feels like you're expected to get that one out of the way first if you're trying to do a legacy.
Because not to be all about The Office again, but like when Andy Bernard, like his younger brother is is like the third or like the 14th or something crazy, and like they passed him and gave it to the brother because it was like that many
It didn't fit.
generations.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
rough.
Well, because I could see your theory of like, oh, well, we already used up the names we wanted and we had
Yeah.
another kid, so we just kind of tacked it on. I could see that for a junior and maybe a third, but once you get to
Once
third,
it's beyond that. Yeah.
it's like if you
You
want
knew this was
you have a
coming.
responsibility in my mind. Like I'm friends with a fourth, and I'm like, there's no way a fifth. It like if you've already gotten there, and so few people do, it has to have come across your mind that fifth is something you
Okay.
could, and in my mind, should do.
Fun fact, my uncle and my cousin, but my uncle specifically he's the 12th or 13th of like the family name.
Shut up.
It's like so annoying. And my grandfather had 6 daughters, and like he was trying for a boy because he needed to name whatever, he wanted the family name to go on. So he had 6 girls and then 1 boy and then 1 more girl. But he had 7 girls and 1 boy just trying to get that damn name. And I'm like, was it worth 8 children to try to get that fucking one kid
How's
to
your
carry?
bank account?
like, yeah, right. I don't know what you were thinking, but
what a commitment in every way. And also, this is another one that really I'll try to keep it tight. The Duggars, as you know, the 13th kid is James. And James is like James Duggar the 5th or 6th.
Oh.
And I'm like, why would you wait for 13 fucking
maybe they
kids
just didn't
later?
want to do that, and then they were like, oh, we stuck to the J name theme and we can't think of another name. Maybe they're like,
I'm shocked. I'm like, if you're already
Yeah, that's
like
really
keep
weird.
it up, you know? So
It's really strange to me. Maybe they knew they were gonna have so many kids that they were like, well, one of them will eventually, you know.
it would have been really cool if like he's the 13th and they were like he was like James Duggar the 13th and they waited for the 13th kid. That would have been cool.
Oh,
you
see,
know?
yeah, that's at least more. Then it's like a golden number, you know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Or
exactly.
golden
It's like
age or whatever the fuck.
The
Yeah.
7th son of the 7th son or whatever.
That's Jesus. Be careful. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
It feels like something I learned in 2nd grade, like King of Kings, 7th son of the 7th son. Anyway, so I just thought that was funny because identical twin sisters, and what I'm guessing is that they were gonna name the baby Anne, didn't know they were having twins back then, right? You wouldn't know that necessarily. And had twins and was like, well, we already have Anne. Now we need another name. So maybe that's what happened. I'm not sure. But one
That's
of the
a great point.
twin sisters was named Anne after her mother, and then the other one was Mary. And then there was Mary. They also had an older brother named Patrick, and they lived in Donegal, which is the furthest northwest county of Ireland. And Saoirse made a nice note here that counties in Ireland are similar to states in the US, so we can kind of picture it like that. Anne was an adventurous and independent girl. She was very bold and liked to be outside and play games, but she did not like to go places without trusted adults. And maybe it's hindsight, but that already gives me red flags. Like if a little girl is scared to be off without a trusted adult, I'm like, what's going on? But maybe I'm reading too much into it. So she was very attached, especially to her mother, not that unusual. Her mother described her as an awful careful child and said she was very kind and considerate. She often would stay in with her mom when all the kids would go out to play and would just like help her clean up after dinner or like just want to talk while she, cleaned dishes, which I thought was very cute. And Anne, her twin sister, knew, the different side of Mary, that she was fun and fierce and feisty. And Anne always said, Mary was the one that I let talk for me. Like she was the one who could, speak on behalf of both of us. Like when twins, have that kind of like one is the outspoken one.
Yeah.
That kind of vibe. So that was Mary. She kind of spoke for the both of them. And she was very bold. Like she stood her ground. So they also like to play little pranks, as if you are a twin and you never pulled any fun shenanigans, then like,
what were you doing?
You've really, really lost the plot, man. Because you could have.
You don't understand the jealousy.
Man.
You don't understand, like you had such an opportunity to be hysterical. What are you doing?
You could have been a sitcom, just built-in sitcom. Yeah, my friend has twins, and I'm like, oh boy, the shenanigans. I'm like, Leona, be friends with those twins because it's going to be a fun ride.
Especially if they're identical twins. The hijinks ensue. Are you kidding me?
The hijinks, indeed. So they were identical twins, the Boyles. And they would, for example, change their clothes in the middle of the day and then pretend to be each other. Classic. They were very, very happy kids. They seemed carefree with a loving family and a secure home. At least that's what everybody thought. So, March 17th, 1977, it's St. Patrick's Day. The Boyles drive up the East Coast to Anne's parents' house in Cashellard. Anne's brother, Jerry Gallagher, was there as well. So that would have been Mary and Anne's uncle, Gallagher, and his wife, Eve, and they had 2 sons, Gregory and Gerard. So they were all gathered to mark the death anniversary of another family member, and that's why they were all getting together for this kind of family reunion. Anne and Mary were now 6 years old, and they were always happy to play with their cousins. And they only visited their grandparents a couple times a year, so this was kind of like a special occasion for them as kids to get together and play. The house was on a farm in a very rural area where people's homes were very spread apart, just a very outdoorsy rural area. And there were very few people living in the area. And for that reason, barely anybody even had a landline telephone in their house. So this is like out in the boonies. So the next day, March 18th, the children spent the morning doing farm chores. By the way, nightmare. Imagine
imagine.
You're on a fun family trip with your cousins and then you wake up at 6 a.m. to like shovel horse dung. And I'm like, that's not what I thought was going to happen here.
And I mean this respectfully because I know they're listening, but I feel like Allison's family would do that, where it's like, we're all going to get together and wake up at 6 and
it'll be fun. Yeah.
We're going to do a big family project, and it happens to be
it
labor.
Happens at 6 a.m. and it happens to be hard labor for everybody.
Yeah. And you know what? I will say they do find ways to make that stuff fun.
I mean, people like that need to exist, though, to get the world moving. Like, I need people like that to keep doing it. And I love you for it. I just can't understand it.
I could absolutely see them having like a paint party and we're all going to paint the house. It's like,
wait a minute.
Like,
I wish I could be that kind of person, but I never will be. I
got to brag on my Gammy again because.
Happy birthday.
Is it her birthday?
Her birthday? Oh, no. You were going.
This is the dead one, actually.
Don't say that. She's going to listen. I'm already on her hit list. Oh, God. Happy birthday. No. I'm at happy. You know what? Here's the thing. I forget you ever had 2 grandmas, so I only care about the one in Florida.
That's okay.
And I'm saying happy birthday to that important one.
My mom and I call her JG because that's her initials.
JG, happy birthday. Oh my God, JG. I'm so embarrassed.
No, you're good. Well, I don't know until she's mad at you.
I'm not good.
You've never met, and she's only ever been mad at you.
She has like her eyes on me, really.
No, my Gammy, the one who passed, who has the shoe story.
Yes.
She was one
Your
of
grandma
those.
Just somewhere went, oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
The other one. Yeah, the other
one.
25% of my blood.
Mm-hmm.
She was one of those people where she came from a whole line of people that was very involved in the community and would like make fun events out of like necessary tasks in the whole neighborhood.
Oh, cool.
Like when you think about like, oh, you want to be like a part of a village, she was
that's the dream.
The head villager. And so one thing they would do every year for as long as my parents can remember is that they would always host a steak and rake where the entire neighborhood would get together at one neighbor's house. Everyone would rake the leaves when all the leaves came down. And so if there's like 20 people there, it took 5 seconds. You go to the next house, and then whichever the last house was where everybody raked their yards together, that guy would host like grilling steaks for everybody.
What the heck?
And they would have like a big steak. They called it a steak and rake, and they did it for years and years and years and years.
Delightful. And they could have called it a steak and shake and done milkshakes, and then honestly,
and raking.
No. Hold on.
And no raking.
See, that's my idea. My idea is why don't we just do steaks and milkshakes, and then
other
like,
people do
a
wake and bake before the rake and steak.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now I'll do it before the steak and shake. I'm not doing any raking. I'll be very clear about that up front.
But it was things like that where I feel like it'd be like, let's all do a big family chore together, but many hands make light work, whatever it's called. And then we'll just have a bunch of filet mignon. Hell yeah, brother.
At whose house? And then you and I will plan it so that it ends at like a specific house,
Like I'll make the steaks, but I'm sick beforehand and I can't actually do any of the raking.
Oops. Yeah. We'll just order some DoorDash. But anyway,
all to say, they were all gathered together to do family chores.
Do farm chores together as the cousins. And man, that would make me mad as a kid. I really hated when we'd go somewhere and my parents were like, anyway, go off and do do whatever chores they need to do. And I'm like,
I know.
why?
Hate.
It's not my house.
Yeah, and also as an adult, if I were hosting people and they were like, ask them if they need any help with anything, I'd be like, with love, get away from my space because you don't know how things run here. Like, I'm
Yeah.
be like, don't touch my stuff.
I feel like that's very kind. And no, you don't have to go shovel like manure. But I guess these people had a different idea, and they were like,
I would also feel like a bad host if I was like, actually, can you grab a shovel and start fucking digging?
oh, you'd feel like a bad host. I'd feel like I'd probably committed a very felonious crime. But yeah. So okay, so they're doing just farm chores, and I guess they're not that upset about it. That's apparently I am. I'm getting spun out about it.
There wasn't internet yet, so maybe they just like had free time. I don't know.
They didn't even have a landline, so like they can't even prank call the neighbors. So they're doing farm chores. It's early morning, March 18th, and then the family decides to have dinner together in the early afternoon. I think this is back when you'd call it dinner, and supper was later. So Anne asked Mary, her twin sister, if she was coming along, and Mary said, where? And they said, oh, we're going outside to play. And Mary said no, she didn't want to. She wanted to stay inside with her mom, which I thought was very cute.
Yeah.
So she helped with the dishes while Anne and Patrick went outside with their cousins. And eventually Mary did wander outside to play with her cousins. A little while later, the mom, Anne, looked outside at the children playing in the garden thicket. It was Patrick, Anne, Gregory, and Gerard, but Mary was not there. So Anne asked the kids, hey, have you seen Mary? She went out to play a little while ago. And they said, no, we haven't seen her. So her brother Jerry, Anne's brother, was fixing a stone wall nearby, and she shouted to him about Mary, but he couldn't really hear what she said. So immediately Anne goes into full panic because Mary, like I said, was not the type to go off on her own. She liked to be around her mom, especially, and her family members. So she looks around the property for a few minutes, but can't find Mary anywhere. She then gets closer to Jerry and says, hey, have you seen Mary? And he says no, but he jumps in his car and speeds down the road, and Anne keeps looking. And then Mary's sister, who's probably, of course, startled by this, seeing her mom like in such a frenzy, joins in to search for her sister, Mary. And Mary was so little, right? I mean, she's 6 years old. The picture of her the twins that they have is just sweet, and she has like little pigtails. I mean, she's tiny. And so now they're worried, like, what if she got stuck somewhere? Like, she couldn't have wandered too far off.
Or like
like
fell
she's so
in,
little, right? What if she fell into something and got stuck or broke her leg? Like, we don't know. So they're kind of in full panic mode. And Anne, the little one, 6-year-old Anne, grew desperate. And this makes me sad. She asked her mom to light a candle, and then she started shaking holy water everywhere and blessing the ground and just shouting her sister's name over and over, saying like maybe now she'll shout back.
Oh my
just
gosh.
Terribly sad. Her father said to stop doing that or the neighbors would hear, because he really didn't think it was like anything that urgent. Like, he couldn't imagine in his mind anything terrible had happened. But Anne didn't care. She just got louder. She just kept trying to find her sister. And meanwhile, Jerry, Anne's brother, the uncle, came back amidst this chaos, and he told everyone he'd seen Mary about half an hour ago. He said he'd borrowed a ladder from the next farm over. After dinner, he walked there to return it, and he saw Mary come outside and start following him. So the other house he was going to was only about 400 yards across a field between their farms, but along the way there was this flooded portion of field, and Mary was like, oh, the water's too deep. I don't want to go through this puddle. So at 3:30 p.m., she turned around to walk home, and he said that was the last he had seen her.
Oh my God.
This was a straight route back. It should have only taken a couple minutes, and Jerry said he went on to the neighbors and stayed with them for about 30 minutes and then didn't see Mary again on his way home. So Anne, the mom, ran toward the direction of the neighbor's house, and she ran to the nearby loch or lake where she saw fishermen on a boat. And I mean, imagine this, like thinking, oh my God, she's in the water,
She's absolutely fallen in. Like, I mean, I'd be so scared that I would convince myself it was a gut feeling that it absolutely happened.
Because like, what else could have happened? You looked everywhere else. She sees fishermen on a boat. They had heard them screaming Mary's name, but they didn't know what was going on. So they see Anne now. She waves to them, asks if they've seen a little girl. They say they have not. And it was getting dark out. like, this is the worst possible timing. It's getting dark, it's getting cold, and the farms there were covered in bogs, and this is, like, mountainous terrain. This is just, like, the last place you wanna be out in the woods by yourself as a kid. So, no one could call the police because there were no landlines, around at this point. I mean, they were around, but not in their home. So, one of the fishermen, PJ Coughlin, rushed to the police station. There were no phones, so Anne asked them to alert the police and, tell them just to come straight there. So the police reached the farm at 6, and that was about 2 hours after Mary was last seen. They immediately launched an urgent search for her, but the town where, like, this is just a kind of fun fact anecdote here. The town, the Ballyshannon Theater, which is the town where the police had come from, they were putting on a festival that day, and so somebody stood on stage and read a police report, or read a police appeal, I'm sorry, to ask for volunteers to go join the search. So they were able
Mm,
to get like a big search party going
okay.
because one of the actors like read
An
or
announcement
somebody went
or
on the stage and read like an
a
announcement about
PSA.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, though, despite all the help, Mary was not recovered that night. The next day, the search was expanded, and soldiers from a nearby military station called Finner Camp joined on the ground and in helicopters. Now they had hundreds of volunteers searching every barn, cabin, and empty hut in the area. There were farmers who were clearing their own land to look. The days passed, and nobody found any sign of Mary at all.
Mm,
And of course, at this point, people are thinking, well, she probably hasn't made it, especially if she is still out there somewhere.
yeah.
So the case quickly gained national attention. The mom said she just fell into such a grief, a depression, she could barely get out of bed. At a press conference, she said the family had begun to suspect that Mary might have been abducted because of all this
Mm,
searching they were doing and no luck. But they continued to hope that she would be recovered somehow, right? Like they have to believe this. Somehow there's still hope for that. Initially, a kidnapping did seem unlikely. Like I said, this was an extremely rural area, and the road itself was so remote that people thought, why would this? It feels like just a fluke, like that's a freak thing, and it wouldn't happen out there. And people would have, and if it did happen out there, people would have noticed a stranger's car.
right.
And by the way, what do we know nowadays about abductions?
Don't
It's
get in the
not
car or
it's not
what?
it's not all about stranger danger. It's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
most likely someone you know pretty well. But then back then it's like the 70s and they're like, "Oh, abduction, like why would somebody drive all the way out here to abduct a child without being seen?" And it's like that's not actually
Hmm. There's probably
statistically how it
somebody on the
goes
inside,
usually.
especially if you never heard her screaming for help or anything. Not that like, but it's likely that she knew the person, so she didn't feel
It
scared,
Yeah. Yeah. I
right?
mean, either way, yeah. Yeah. Either way, yeah. I don't want to spoil anything, but
Okay.
you're on the right track. Yes. So, divers searched lakes near the farm. Entire bogs were drained. Teams searched with scent dogs. Anne, the sister, was led to the very spot where her uncle said Mary had separated from him. A family member. Oh, this is so bizarre. A family member pretended they forgot something and sent Anne to go fetch it from her grandparents' house. And the goal was like to see how long it took a 6-year-old
I
to
see.
get back and like how well she needed to know the terrain or the route to make it back just these couple hundred yards.
I feel so bad for her that she was used in
I
this way
know.
because I'm sure that's like its own mental load. But how lucky are they that they, scientifically speaking, in
You
the world
have
of
like the
research,
perfect
she looks exactly like her, so people know
candidate.
what to look for, and
Right.
you could test out how long it would take her to go do something, and yeah, it's helpful.
Yeah, it was at least interesting to see like, if she got lost, then maybe they would have had the same mindset and turned
Yeah.
the wrong way down a path or something like that. But Anne made it quickly back to the house without any issue, and they were like,
Mm,
"Okay, so that's not quite the lead." Mary, who was missing, was also the more confident, practical one. So they were like, "It just doesn't strike us that she would go off for some other reason or not know the way back."
So the day Mary vanished, she had been wearing a wool cardigan her mother had knit for her and rain boots that were a little too big for her. She also had this ribbon in her hair that her mom had added to her hairstyle that morning. And her sister Anne and her uncle Jerry both said she had been carrying a bag of potato chips when she was last seen. And her family believed that they believed she may have been abducted, but they believed that if she hadn't been abducted, if she did fall into a bog hole, that something of hers would have been recovered. A ribbon from her hair, like a thread of the cardigan being
Yeah.
caught in a branch, it just seems so strange that or a shoe falling off if you fell or got hurt.
Sure.
It just feels unlikely that
Or like footprints in a bog, right?
anything that sounds like a Raffi song.
Footprints in a
It's a
bog.
pollywog in a bog. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So she has this cardigan knit by her mother. It just seemed strange that nothing, like the potato chips hadn't been found. A boot hadn't been found. Nothing had been found. Not even with search dogs, right? Like they didn't even find the fucking potato chips. Like that tells you something.
I actually was going to say that earlier, and I didn't know. I didn't want to make too much light of that, but if I told Hank to go find a bag of potato chips, I think he could find it on Saturn.
If you're gonna find a scent of a little girl, you'd think the scent on the potato bag chip would be pretty distinct, right? Or it just doesn't make sense. They did searches for about a month with soldiers, police, volunteers, dogs, and nothing. Not a single shred of evidence they found. Their mom, Anne, said that going home without Mary was a shocking experience because remember, they were at their grandparents' house. They were at Anne's parents' house, so they weren't even at home. So now they had to travel back home with just one daughter, with just one of the twins. I mean, that's just a nightmare. Throughout the entire search, and the kid's father, Charlie, believed they would still find Mary. He really held hope for a long time. He couldn't speak about her. He was just very deeply traumatized, and one of the things his wife said was, there was no resource. You didn't have a therapist. You didn't, what are you going to do? You don't know how to talk about these things. So why would you? It's just painful.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a fair point because we look back going somebody get these people help. But it's what help, I mean, even to this day, it's hard to find help. So it's just really sad. And the sister, of course, is also going through her own version of a nightmare because she's missing her sister and a part of herself, essentially. And she said it was torture. She became fearful. She became really attached to her parents. She became afraid she would disappear. I mean, it's just terrible.
Yeah, I can't imagine being a 6-year-old and thinking, she got taken, I can get taken too.
Yeah, and where is she hurting? Where? It just
oh my
all
god,
sounds-
God, fucking delivery person. Oh my
Jeez,
god,
oh Pete.
every time.
Woo.
Every time. I'm so sorry. As I'm telling you, someone's gonna take me, and then a grown man was right here.
You're
he's gonna
manifesting.
Take me. No, but I would be worried. I mean, she was already. You've mentioned this already, but she was so scared of even leaving her mom's side. Imagine now. There's no leaving your mom's side. I would tape myself.
Well,
to my mom.
the other sister was the one afraid of leaving her mom's
Oh,
side.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then this sister's probably I fucking get it now. I'm
yeah,
like that
exactly.
Too.
She almost got fearful because of it. She hadn't really been in that headspace, and then her sister disappeared, and she was like, "Shit!" She became as kind of attached as her sister had been.
Yeah.
Understandably, yeah. And this picture is sad too. There's a picture of her at her first Holy Communion, and that was shortly after her sister's disappearance, so she had to go do that alone. The priest actually postponed the ceremony for as long as he could, hoping that her twin would be home in time, but eventually they just had to do the first communion. Charlie, the dad, broke down in the chapel. This is where he really had his first kind of overwhelm breakdown. Just seeing his daughter go through this, what was to them very important ritual and stage of growing up that the other sister just had been plucked out of, the scene.
Mm-hmm.
But as years passed, Anne sort of started to feel like her sister was never coming home. And she said that was really an adjustment because she told herself from little on that her sister would come back someday. And perhaps on their 18th birthday, for example, perhaps on our 21st, she'll finally show up, just
So
like all
sad.
these potentials. And after their 21st birthday passed, Anne said, okay, I think like if she's not around for this birthday and like
It's not happening.
couldn't find her way back, then there's no way she's coming back.
I can't imagine holding out hope for that many years and just at some point having to just throw your hands up.
And it's so sad too, exactly because she said she remembered that day so vividly, the day that her sister disappeared. And she said she couldn't believe she was not the one to walk her to the neighbor's farm because she said we were always together. Like these few minutes we weren't together. Like, and
Yeah.
it just something terrible happened. So decades passed, police occasionally opened new inquiries. But again and again, the family was crushed when nothing came from anything. There were tips from all over the UK. There were tips from parts of Ireland. There were tips that, like, maybe she'd ended up in Scotland or, just. And the family followed through on all these leads. They would go to these places. They would try every angle, but every lead ended up nowhere. So when Anne got older, the twin, Anne, she started to realize, like, when she was a kid and her sister had vanished and then she had to travel home from her grandparents, it seemed like her sister could be anywhere in the world, like out there in this vast place. But as she got older and kind of understood more of the world, she realized actually the place where she could have ended up is a lot smaller. The
Yeah.
odds of her ending up somewhere like in Panama or like some random place in the world are much slimmer than where she probably, like the actual radius of where she probably ended up, especially if she
Sure.
had been killed that day. And so she started to realize, like, maybe she was never lost at all. Maybe she was abducted. And a detective sergeant on Mary's case called Aidan Murray interviewed a man that he actually wanted to arrest, and he said he claims that if he had gotten another hour with him, he would have gotten the guy to confess. But I don't
shit.
know what that means. I don't know, like, the context of that. I don't know how true that is. But either way, he believed this man was on the verge of confessing to taking Mary, but he didn't have enough evidence to hold him, so they were forced to release him.
Okay.
And then this caused an extreme controversy later on down the line when rumors started spreading among detectives that a politician had called the police station and demanded to let this individual free and to not bother this individual. And Detective Murray heard these rumors, but he could never corroborate it or prove it. So basically, with the kind of getting this guy off the hook, rumors started that this is a cover-up, essentially,
Okay.
that somebody was brought in and then a politician called the police, said, you have to let this person go, don't question him anymore. And the police said, all righty, we'll cover it up. And that is the
Oy.
controversy that
Yeah,
was spawned by this.
Someone's getting. We don't want to find out the secrets, or we don't want the secret out, or whatever it is.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
want this person to be involved, even though they
Oof.
were. So a man named Robert Black was also considered a person of interest for a long time. He was a Scottish serial killer who kidnapped, raped, and murdered multiple young girls in the UK in the early 1980s. He spent time in Donegal, so many people believed he had kidnapped and killed Mary. And besides that, in a 1999 article, writer Bridget McLaughlin reported that in 1978, Robert Black was at a pub in Donegal and overheard a woman talking about Mary's disappearance. And he asked them to show him the family's house. This is the story in the article.
Okay.
This serial killer was apparently in a pub and said, can you guys show me Mary's house? And he specifically asked to see Mary's twin sister and where she lived.
Okay.
And so this woman was like, what the fuck, dude? And assuming he just had like some macabre fascination with
I would assume that, yeah.
this dark story, she just refused and was like, what the hell? And apparently he got like enraged, like he was pissed off. And this is like something he really wanted
Back
to
the
do.
fuck up, dude.
Yep. And so that was alarming. Despite Robert Black's crimes against children and his presence in Donegal around the same years that the
And
Boyles
his-
lived there,
and
and his
his
fucking weird ass
interest in this, where he's
Yeah.
like, I want to see the site again where I did this, or whatever.
Yeah, correct. Or so where
Maybe.
someone did this, even, it's just bizarre. Although that's not even the site, because
because they lived in Donegal, but the crime happened in a different part of the country because they were traveling to see the grandparents. So
Mm,
this would have just been like where she lived, like as a kid, which is just fucking
so weird.
creepy. So in any case, he was just a creeper either way. And because despite his crimes against children and his presence in like he could because he was such a sicko, like he could have really had a fascination and wanted to see the twin sister, and like who knows what the
And
fuck.
and is he's talking to her? Like to
No,
this
no, he's talking to. Apparently, it was he overheard somebody in the pub talking about Mary's death and said, "Can you show
Okay.
me where
Okay.
her
Yeah.
house is? I want to see her twin sister."
Because I mean, I'm not trying to make total defenses for this guy, but as two people who have a morbid show
Hmm.
and people who listen, I'm sure have a morbid fascination. Like, and we literally wrote books about all the morbid places you can go. Like, I could see him just taking it way too fucking far.
But like,
And
also, he had murdered several children, so it's like
oh yes, I forgot about that.
he's a
Okay, yeah.
serial killer. So it's
That'll
also
do it.
like
Never mind
that
everything
on
else.
top of that on
You're right.
top
I
of
stand
it.
corrected. I'm
like-
corrected. That was never mind. I totally forgot about that for a
I
second.
was like, when do I cut in?
You did a great job cutting in.
Sorry, I didn't cut in soon enough, probably.
But okay, that aside, if
Yeah.
we weren't thinking about that, I could see someone being like, "Can I see it?" Like, I know it's fucked up, but can I see it?
Yeah, and
But you're totally right. That
and it's also the fact that like they were like no, and he got pissed off. It's like, okay, you're being a fucking weirdo creep. And also, it had happened like a year earlier. It wasn't like this is like
It wasn't
decades old
forever
or
ago,
something.
yeah.
And it was like a historic site. Like the little girl still lived there. Like I don't think any of our listeners
yeah.
are like us, which I feel like
You're right.
decades later maybe, or like years later, but not like where does the sister live now? I want to see her.
Yeah, I want to look in the window. Yeah, something
That's
fucking
just-
creepy. Because
that's
also, you know what?
too far.
Even if he didn't take the first one, he might think I'll get the second.
Well, that's
you know?
yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to hint at. Like, even if he wasn't involved, he probably had some nefarious fucking idea in his head, or
Oh, I see. Yeah,
sick-
no. At first, I was just thinking he just wants to see it to like weirdly feel like the energy
Or that,
of the
right.
space or something. But
or he wants to get involved. I don't know.
yeah,
But either way, thank God she was like, hell no. And despite all this, investigators did eventually determine he was not in the area the day Mary disappeared, and he was dismissed as a person of interest.
Okay.
Then in 2014, a 64-year-old man was arrested as a suspect in Mary's disappearance. Anne actually knew the man as a child. She was a few years older than him. He was a soldier at Finner Camp when Mary disappeared, and at the time of his arrest, he had been previously convicted of child sexual abuse charges. Detectives were hopeful that the arrest would lead to discovering what happened to Mary, maybe even leading to her remains, but the suspect was released soon afterward with no new answers and just more pain for the family, who had their hopes up again.
sure.
For several years, Anne, and senior and junior,
And sorry, I know this has nothing to do with anything, but it's in my brain now, and I just kind of want to word vomit that. So you were saying, why would they just pick Mary when they got an Anne and an Anne? Isn't the dad Jerry?
no, the uncle.
Oh fuck! I was gonna say, well, one got a rhyme.
No,
Anyway.
Charlie.
Okay, I'm back to not understanding.
I
Okay, go
know.
ahead.
Well, Charlie, Patrick, and Mary are all very Irish names, I feel. So
Sure.
it feels like maybe they were just family names.
Sorry, I did not mean to take us out of the.
No. I
the
mean,
sad part.
it's a fair. I was hoping somebody would solve the mystery, but
Not me. By the way, I meant I'm not solving it. Not I don't hope
no,
it's solved.
yes.
God, we are really. How many feet can we put in our mouths? Today? I
Jesus
don't know.
Christ! I already swung one across the screen earlier.
I
This
totally
is a
forgot about
mess.
that.
Don't worry, I'm here to remind you. Okay, so for several years, the mom, Anne, and Mary's sister, Anne, were not on speaking terms, which is pretty devastating, but you can imagine this would have had like quite a dramatic effect on
Sure.
the dynamics of the family. The sister, Anne, with the support of her cousin Margot, had remained a staunch advocate for her sister. She would lead protests and marches demanding more reviews of Mary's case. And in 2013, she filed a complaint against the police for potentially ruining a dig for Mary's remains.
An investigative report on Mary's disappearance claimed that just days after Mary vanished, a witness reported a site where hair and clothes appeared to be protruding from a fresh mound of dirt.
Oh, God.
According to the report, the police never investigated the site, and so Anne fucking freaked out and was
Yeah. You
pissed
had a
off.
fucking lead and didn't do anything?
The reporter worked with Scantech Geoscience to survey the location, and they reportedly detected a possible burial at the site. And when this was published in 2013, the police agreed to excavate the site to search for possible remains. They did this, they needed to do a very painstaking and meticulous excavation because forensic dig protocols are such that, like, after decades and decades of someone being dead, that this could be a very fragile, they needed to do a very, like, painstaking, meticulous dig to make sure they didn't damage any evidence, that kind of thing.
Sure.
Instead, the police used heavy machinery and just, like, fucking blasted through the ground and destroyed any possible evidence of Mary.
Mm.
So
Fucking sick. That's
yeah.
great.
So Anne launched an official complaint, and an investigation was opened to review the excavation. She also requested a coroner's inquest to declare Mary officially deceased, which normally would be unusual without a body, but not unheard of.
It was like
But
but this time so obvious. It's like, hello,
right,
it's over. Like, let's do
it's
something about it.
over. And Anne, the mom, though, had to approve the coroner inquest, and she refused. And so that's where this rift kind of
Gotcha. I
turned
mean,
into
I get it. It's like she's like, I just want to.
separation.
There's still hope. Maybe she's out there. I don't know.
So, yeah, her husband, Mary's father, had actually died in 2005 in a fishing accident. And Anne said Charlie never wanted this inquest done because he just had maintained hope that she was alive for so long that when
Yeah.
he died, like, accidentally and like unexpectedly, she felt this urge to, like, carry this on, and she felt like she couldn't sign it because she knew her husband wouldn't have wanted it.
Mhm.
So Anne, the sister, says in interviews now that she is confident, actually, that she knows the identity of Mary's killer, and she believes that Mary was dead by the end of the day on March 18th, 1977.
Okay.
She believes, and this is her identical twin sister, so you guys fucking tell me what you think.
Twins weigh in. This is your moment.
Twins weigh in. There you go. She believes that Mary was the victim of sexual abuse and that she was murdered because the abuser believed she was going to report him.
Okay.
Other families have directly accused Mary's uncle Jerry of murdering Mary that day in 1977.
Does Anne think this too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
In 2023, Jerry died, and Anne spoke to a reporter at the Sunday Independent saying she hoped that this death might lead to some answers. She said, I just hope that maybe there are others who might have been told something who might now speak out after the death of my uncle.
Sure.
Anne had said in multiple interviews she's not looking for justice or an arrest. She said, all we want is to find where my sister was left, to give her some dignity and lay her to rest with a decent burial. Somewhere we can go visit. Everyone deserves that, to have a grave. Anne says she's just been tortured by this mystery and not having answers, and she hopes someone will make an anonymous report that they can just finally end her misery and find her sister's body. The controversies have continued to cause rifts among Mary's family and people who investigate the case. There were even lawsuits raised against documentary filmmakers. Politicians have been accused of interfering, and they have vehemently denied any involvement. And the mom has received letters with accusations of people who think she had something to do with her daughter's murder. And it's just really a painful thing for everybody in the family to keep reliving.
Mm-hmm.
She often thinks back to the day she lost her daughter. Before dinner, Mary ran to her and said, Mom, I forgot to kiss you this morning. And she wrapped her arms around her and gave her a kiss on the face. And she says that's what she thinks of. I know. Yeah, so it's been 48 years as of this recording, I believe. So, and we're in 2025. They all just hope to find answers someday. I mean, the sister, Anne, said, in my head, I'm always talking to Mary. And if I'm in trouble, I'm asking her for help. I always believe that she's looking out for me. So, yeah, anything anybody has an inkling or any idea, even if it seems insignificant, they ask you to contact the authorities. Mary Boyle's disappearance remains the longest open missing child case in Ireland. And if you want more information, can go to facebook.com/justice for Mary Boyle.
Wow.
And yeah, so happy Halloween. Life is scary.
And that's why we drink.
Hey!
Good story, although mad there's no result, but I guess.
I know. I can only hope. So he died in 2023, so maybe.
It still sounds like it's kind of actively
Yeah,
ongoing. So
things are still getting movement, I guess. So the fact that like multiple people think Jerry was sexually abusing her to begin with is already just.
yeah,
And the fact that he said, remember the beginning, which I meant to harp on later. I'll harp on it now. When Anne told her brother, like, oh, have you seen him? And he's like, I can't hear you. And then she went up to him again and said, have you seen her? And then he said no and jumped in his car and drove away.
yeah, like he like didn't want to even be on the
Well, they
property.
thought like maybe he's looking for her or something, but then he came back and he said, oh, the last time I saw her was half an hour ago when I was walking to the neighbor's house. And like, why wouldn't you say that when she said, have you seen her? I saw her half hour ago. She was following me to the other
Yeah.
house. Maybe she's over there, you know?
And also,
like,
if maybe that was true, and he saw her half an hour ago, and that's when he snatched her up.
that's
Like,
exactly. It's just a weird way to like drive away and then not tell them until you come back later and say, oh, I did see her earlier. It's just weird anyway.
I would be. There's no way to know this now because it sounds like there was any documentation of it. But I'd be curious to see if everyone was so freaked out about her missing that they maybe overlooked any details of like how he looked. Like, did he look disheveled or dirty or bloody? Or did he just kind of house her somewhere until later?
Right. And back then, like, there was no understanding of DNA evidence. So it's sort of like there wasn't much.
Nothing infuriates me more than what we don't know will be great evidence in the future. Because I'm like, what are we just totally discarding that we...
I know.
It's like that John Mulaney bit of like, oh, a bunch of blood? Yuck. Wipe it up. Like, it's like...
yuck. Get that out of here. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what the hell are we just like...
A bunch of blood, yuck.
It's like, now back to my hunch.
It's such a good line. Yeah, it's exactly that. It's like, how are you supposed to know what you don't know? And then to have just all these, like, to have a clue, like, oh, there was a hint of fabric coming out of some fresh dirt, and then the police are like, oops, we smashed it. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, were people... like fired for that? Like, was there had to be...
They said that they were doing an inquest into it, or doing an investigation into the excavation, which whatever that means. But like, again, imagine if there was some cover up, if there was involvement, then like, why would it does not behoove them to get involved. But also that's just a rumor, so who knows.
Wow.
Anyway,
well, good job, Christine. And would you like to end on a highlight and describe to everybody what's going on with your shirt here?
Oh, yes. Leona made me this. Well, we made tie-dye recently.
So cute.
And it was really messy. I mean, like, obviously it was really messy, but it was so much messier than I thought because I really did prepare. I put, like, trash bags over the outside tables. We did it on the porch. I put on aprons.
Is it because she's a kid? Is that what makes it messy? Like,
I think it's because of me and because she's like me, and so it's like
two Christines together.
It's like we can both be as careful as we can, and then one of us will elbow an open bottle of tie dye, and it'll just stain the porch.
Well,
purple.
I hope that didn't sound like I was accusing.
No, you're 100% right to ask.
Because I was just in Philly a week ago now, I guess, and one of our friends that I was hanging out with, she was like, oh, we should all carve pumpkins together. And I was prepared. Like, I wore like a shirt that I was down to get messy. And like, cause I remember just being disgusting, like just like
it's
fucking
gnarly,
slimy, nasty party. And I remember just always being so gross, but I also haven't done it since I was a kid. And then all of a sudden it was just 4 30-year-olds in a room. And I was like, is this like weirdly clean and like not a problem for anybody? Like I just would scoop it out and put it in the bowl and scoop it out and put it in the bowl.
I'm still like doing this, right? With the like, strings.
We did the thing where we put like trash bags out and like, we were like, we didn't even need these trash. Like, it was just totally clean and fine. So, and within like 15 minutes, we had done all the gross scooping and then we were just like carving, and it wasn't even like little bits of pumpkin everywhere. Like, we carved like big pieces and then just put them in the trash. And I was like, Has it always been this easy? We were just children and that's why it was so messy? I just couldn't.
No, I've done it recently and it was still as messy, so I think it's just the mess is in the eye of the pumpkin holder, you
Oh,
know.
that's
It's like
beautiful.
thank you.
It's kind of like that one time we had a conversation where you were like, "How do you wash your face without water like running down your elbows?" And I was like,
and then like literally we started some sort of culture war within our own group, like community. People to this day are like, do you still not know how to wash your face? And I'm like, God.
and you're like, "Yes."
I don't know. I have no fucking clue. No, I bought those wrist things that everyone told me about.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's the placement of the hands. Like I think it's just like or how you which do you bring your hands to your face or your face to your hands? 'Cause if you bring your face to your flat hands, then it doesn't happen. But if you bring your
Yes, it
wet hands to
does.
your face, it
I've
drips
tried
down.
everything.
I don't believe you. I want to see
You can
in
watch.
real time.
I told you. I'm gonna show you because I feel like
Because it does happen to me. If I'm washing my hands and I'm gonna wash my face and
But
then I
maybe,
do
like-
this, yeah, water rolls down. But if I keep my hands here and I bring my face
you
to
can't
it,
just keep going down. That's like my sounds painful.
like you bend your face into the sink where your hands are.
But like the whole time I'm washing my face and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you like do this whole situation?
Well, yeah, because I have to get makeup off and like all
yeah.
that shit. And then it's like and then there's just like black mascara. Then you have to like wash more of it, and it's like
It's just male/mask privilege that we don't.
Oh
have to
yeah,
deal
I feel
with
like if it were just a one and done, I could just like go. But
because all I ever do is I slap some soap on and I just go choo choo choo, and then like 5 seconds later my face is clean.
yeah, I wouldn't
It's
know
just-
about that.
Yeah, I think it's just being a woman. Society sucks. I think that's what it is.
I
Beauty
think it's
is pain.
actually
Beauty
yeah,
is
pain. Thank you. I said that recently, and I kept saying pain is beauty. And my brother was like, I don't think that's how that goes. And
Are
I
you a
went,
tortured artist? Are you Edgar
that's what he
Allan
said. He's like,
Poe?
you sound like fucking sadomasochist. So it's like, I don't know anymore. But yeah, so that's all I've got for you. But yes, oh yeah, this is my tie. But like for how messy it was, it looks very
It looks
minimal.
great. I know it looks great.
But she has blazing where she's like, I'll pick 3 colors for each person's shirt. And I'm like, let's do all the colors on all the shirts. And she's like, no, because then it turns brown.
Is there a reason she picked green, orange, and I guess red?
Purple, I think.
Purple.
But
Did Blaze get the complimentary or the primary colors?
he
You got the
got
secondary colors?
the 2 of them got the best colors.
What'd they get?
I don't know, but she decided they were the best ones. And so
And she said, and mom, you can have the ugly
yeah,
ones.
you can have the remaining. And
Talk
I went,
about
okay.
being a mom, the thankless job. Here's your ugly fucking shirt.
Yeah,
But at least
honestly,
you're part of it.
here it is. And I was like, well, now I have to clean ink off of my hands for the next week of my life. But like those gloves are so uncomfortable.
They suck, and your hands get like weird
it's
and hot.
By the way, it was like July, so like mosquitoes. I mean, it was just so rough. I was like, I think Leona. I felt thankful that I got it out of her system
Sure.
and my system.
It's never
immediately.
left my system. To this day, if I get bored, I want to tie-dye something.
I know, and you are much more equipped for something like this. If you can do
That's nice.
a pumpkin without like creating a serious problem,
I'm
I had to
telling
throw
you,
my pants away. Like it was bad. And she had a brand new shirt on, and she was wearing an apron, but I had to throw out her clothes. They were just completely destroyed.
I really think it was just that I was the only. I don't know. Maybe I was just on my best behavior because I was with a bunch of type A people. But like, we literally all just scooped it out, and then
What
one of
design
us.
did you make?
I made a Pokeball.
Cute. Did you buy one, like a printout, or did you?
No,
print
I
something
just
out?
saw a picture and it's kind of
Nice.
But the one of us like volunteered, like, oh, once we put all of the scoops, all the bush into a bowl, I already finished my pumpkin, so I'm just gonna pick out all the seeds. And then while we were carving, she like roasted the seeds, and by the time we were done, all the seeds were done and everything was
The
clean. And I was
dream.
like, are we in a like Better Home and Gardens magazine? This is, like,
Seriously, you
going way
are.
too
You're
well.
the cover of it. I
It
think.
was going way too well.
Like holy shit, those Halloween parties they put on magazines, they're like easy crafts, and it's like fuck my life.
And it never occurred to me to roast the pumpkin. First of all, I don't like pumpkin, but second of all, I was like, that feels like
love
its
that.
own whole ass task. But she did it in like 5 seconds. And I'm like,
right, because
how do you
they're
move through
already
life
like
so
kind of
fast?
wet, so you just like put like salt on them and stick them right in the oven.
I was like, how did everything happen so efficiently? I was like,
you
within
got a simmer pot going.
within and like cider, and I was like, within an hour, everything had been prepped, done, and cleaned. And I'm
What a
like, this
dream,
feels
man.
impossible. I could never do this on my own. It's type A people are incredible.
They are. Props to all of you, because we're just over here making up ideas like what we talked about in the intermission.
Allison is very type A, and she was currently doing a project for us that's very type A and requires me to just pat her on the back and say thank you for doing all this, because I certainly can't.
I
And
live in a house with 0 type A people except Leona, so I'm counting down the days till she turns like 14 or something, can answer the phone or do something useful for me.
well, I was telling Allison, I was like, I feel like sometimes I'm just like the heart planeteer on Captain Planet's team, because it's like you're because you're doing like really hard, important things that require hours of like brain power. And sometimes I'm like, I'll help too. And everyone's
yeah.
oh, you could tell a joke and keep me entertained while this goes on.
You keep the tea coming. Okay.
Like I know I joke about being a personality hire, but sometimes when I realize what she's capable of and my brain could never do, I'm like, I really am just here to make you laugh while you work. It's
yeah,
like,
but like you work because I mean, it's
we balance each other out very well. But it was one of those things where I was like, I feel really guilty I'm not contributing, but I also it would be better for everybody if I leave it in your hands and just tell you how great you are. That's as good as we're gonna get. But anyway, wow! Look, Allison, I complimented you twice on this episode. You're so lucky.
Wow, good for you. Now your turn.
Your turn twice. Thank you. Love you. And
that's
why
we
drink.
I love you too, Al Pal.